What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 20 of the Panther City Rebellion podcast. My name is Justin Ross.
I'm Dustin Schneider.
It's loud. Music just keeps going.
Yeah, it just keeps going. And going.
And going.
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, bro.
Here we are.
Yeah, man.
Back at it.
Yes, we are.
In the warm, inviting bosom of Platinum Studios.
Yeah, here we are. Platinum Studios is where we're actually at, and you guys can check out more about this place at platinummusiccomplex.com. And you can check out their school, platinumlessons.com, and update on Dwayne. He is still going, still thriving, still fighting. And the big event is this Sunday, June 14th. It's going to be at the Blue Bayou. I'm going to put it
We're probably going to talk about that
here
a lot during the show. A lot of promo during this show.
Yep. Lots of
it.
There's a lot going on. But nonetheless, you want to introduce our guest? Or you want me to introduce the guest?
Well, do you want to introduce the guest, or should we talk about the box over here?
I don't know just yet. I'm scared because there's something missing in the
Technically, we actually do have a man in the box.
We have.
Cue that. Jun. Gene.
Oh, man. I'm the man in the box.
If he's alone, does that mean he has to cue his own camera?
It does.
All right.
Joining us in the box today, Mr. Criag Youngblood of Western Soul Photography. There he is.
Alone.
Yes. Alone, because Matthew...
Where the hell is Matt?
Where is Matt?
He's not here.
He's...
I screwed that one up.
He's
not here.
Drinking sangria, nachos, lemon heads, my dad's boat. You won't go down cause my dick can float.
Yeah.
We sail around.
I figured that's what that meant. I figured if this is day 2, he's probably in a port in Mexico somewhere. Depending on the route they took. He should be in Puerto Costa Maya.
Yeah.
They left
maybe
on Sunday, I think.
Yeah.
And Monday, one day at sea, so he should be at Costa Maya. And then they're going to Belize. And then Cozumel, I think, is his route.
Okay. So they're not doing Jamaica?
No.
Everybody's been skipping that trip lately. I wonder why. I wonder why.
I mean, a lot of people say Jamaica's not safe anymore, but...
Agreed. It wasn't safe 13 years ago. It was before I knew Zach. It was getting real. Calm down, people. We'll tell you who Zach is. Just chill.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we have no red pants in the box today. It's just
the man in there.
Just Craig, and he's probably enjoying it,
which means
loving it.
He's in there, and he just that means when that door opens, the amount of fart that's going to come out of that room is going to be immense.
Craig, do you hold him in when Matt's in there with you?
No. Maybe with Matt in there, he does.
No,
you don't.
No,
you let him rip?
Don't.
Do y'all giggle at each other?
Does he ever hear it and go, God?
Do y'all
he hasn't yet.
Burn them into each other?
So Matt holds his replies in is what it is. He's just like,
yeah,
Jesus. Maybe that's why, like, halfway through the show, Matthew's head is like this at the
He just slumped over because he's gassed out. You've totally gassed him. He's just like, I'm done.
Oh.
Dang.
Craig, don't ever change, buddy. I love you. Don't change. Don't go changing. Well, our guest today stumbled into a career in music after being tricked into entering and eventually winning the Blue Light Live Singer-Songwriter Contest in 2011. The prize was a solo acoustic set at the 2012 Larry Joe Taylor's Texas Music Festival in Stephenville, Texas. He has since etched out a strong following across the Texas music scene and beyond. And today we are bringing him right here to Panther City. Welcome, Mr. Zac Wilkerson.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, pal?
How you doing?
I'm good, sir. I'm
Good to see ya.
damn proud to have you on here.
Glad to be here, man.
Yeah, dude. Thank you for being here. Nuts and bolts, man. So you knocked down to, you came out of the church.
Yeah.
Yeah, you learned your vocal trade in church.
Wait, Lizard Lounge Church?
No.
The church on Sundays?
The other lizard that's
You were
out
doing
there in the
Gothic?
desert of Lubbock.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I started singing in church when I was like 4. And, we were from a really small town, and my folks are still pretty staunch Baptists. And so really the only avenue to play music was church,
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything else out there. And like I said, started singing, picked up piano pretty young, and just I played music in church until I was 31, and then
a campfire at Larry Joe happened.
yeah,
I wouldn't say it was the show itself. I would say it was the campfire.
that was a good campfire. Kylie Ray Harris was there.
Yeah.
Charlie Stout was there.
Yeah.
You were there. There was a few other. I'm trying to remember. I honestly,
Casey
unfortunately,
Berry was there.
Casey's the one who tricked me. Casey.
That was going to be my question. Was like, who hurt
It was
you?
Casey Berry, man. Like he's responsible for a lot of this nonsense.
Do you ever just call him and just either say thank you or the opposite?
No, I don't know. No, I don't ever call him.
talk me into this?
How'd you do that?
What did you do, boy?
It was one of those things. He said he called me up one night and he said, "Listen, well, let me backtrack. At the time I was playing lead guitar for this guy named Chancey Burnson in Amarillo, he did a lot of Texas country covers, and he's got I think 2 or 3 albums now of originals, but." At the time, it was one of those shows. It was mostly cover songs and stuff. And I only got that gig because a lot of the guys who played in my church band, they played in country bands on the weekends.
Sure. Love it.
It still happens all over the world.
Yeah, right.
But like these guys would come to church on Sunday morning or Saturday night and, knock out a worship set, get a little bit of money, and then head off to like the bar gig or whatever. But this bass player named Aaron Balderas, which he was in a band called Copperhead years and years ago. I mean,
which one?
Yeah, but he
it was so original.
He said, "Hey, we've got this 4th of July gig, and our lead guitar player can't make it. Would you think you'd want to come and make a couple $100 and play for us?" And so I was like, sure, So, I learned the material and stuff, and it was funny. The reason I got the job was because the other guitar player, he did that thing where he didn't necessarily learn the parts. He just, what key is it? And then he would just, pentatonic noodle,
right?
Through the song. And so, I showed up and I had learned all the parts, like
right.
the record.
Yeah.
And so then when we started playing, Chancey was kind of like, wait, you actually
charted this?
You actually learned the songs? That's weird. And so then he asked me to keep coming back, and I also sang background vocals, which Chancey never. It was funny. It was one of those deals where Chancey had never heard me play or sing, and then I kind of showed up for the gig. I think we did like an hour, super quick run through of the set, and then he never had really heard me play in a show or whatever. So we played the show, and then afterwards he was like, "Man, the guitar was on point, the vocals were on point. You want to keep doing this?" I was like, "Sure," And it was, like I said, it was a little bit of money every weekend. But we were playing mostly Amarillo gigs, so it wasn't like a lot of money. But and then there was a night at Golden Light. Chancey, he and his wife had just picked up he got a brand new J45, which is so, beautiful guitar. And he was really, riding high on that. And we were playing Golden Light in Amarillo. And, we got maybe hour 15 into the set because we played 2.5 hours. We got about halfway through the set. and he'd never heard any of my songs, but he and I had talked about songwriting and how I'd been writing since I was a kid, but I didn't really have any place to play them because all I played was at church and all this stuff. About halfway through the gig, he goes, "Friends, we've got a great treat for you tonight. Zac Wilkerson's going to play you some of his songs."
Were you
Bro, this was not planned. I remember, like, I still had my guitar on my shoulder, and he hands me the J45, right?
Yeah.
And I remember looking back at the drummer and the bass player, because those are the two guys I knew the best in the band. I remember looking back to, like, what's happening, you know, like, what are we doing? And the drummer was already at the bar. And I turned back to see.
Well, don't know this shit.
Yeah. And Aaron Balderas, who was the bass player, I looked back to see him, like, take the step off the stage.
Yeah.
Like, he was already gone. I was like, okay. So I did that whole, like, when you already have a guitar on your shoulder and then you're holding another guitar. So I did that whole, like, awkward, you know, and the whole bar's, like, looking at me, and I'm like, you know,
Might as well just be
bang, you know, like, I don't know what to do with my hands. So I played a couple songs, and I got an encore, and Chancey came up after I played 2 songs. Chancey came up to get back on stage, and folks kind of waved him off, or like, let him play one more. And I was like, sorry, boss, you know. And so I ended up playing 3 songs. I found out later that Chancey was like, dude, I drank too many beers before the show. I had to pee so bad, and I just panicked. I was like, thanks, I guess.
So you're telling me.
You're telling me.
Basically, if he hadn't taken a piss, maybe this wouldn't have happened?
That's absolutely correct.
Wow.
Like, I have, yeah. So one of the guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
One of the guys in the audience that night was Casey Berry. And so after I played those 3 songs, you know, Casey, then it got out that I was writing songs and stuff, which I had, you know, maybe 2 or 3 like church buddies that I played music with.
Yeah.
And we would have like jam session nights where we got together at somebody's house and drank a bottle of whiskey and played not church music, you know. And so those literally 2 or 3 people ever had heard me play my songs.
Yeah.
But Casey, he called me up and basically was like, man, those songs you've got are pretty good. You know, how many do you have and all that stuff. And he said, listen, there's this open mic at the Blue Light Live in Lubbock. It's funny because he said the phrase "no pressure" probably a dozen times while we were talking about it. Which, you know, you're smiling because you've had a conversation with Casey,
right?
But like Casey kept saying, "No pressure, man. No big deal. I want you to come and play this open mic, meet some more songwriters. You know, I think it'd be good for you to just kind of feel it out." And I'm like, okay, you know, and it was really just about like maybe getting some more reps doing my own stuff. I was like, sure, you know. So that was the first time he took me was in October of 2011. And, you know, we drive down there and it's a 2-hour drive from Amarillo to Lubbock. And I'm asking him like, so what is this thing? You know, he's like, no pressure, no big deal. And we walked in, there's this huge banner across the front of the stage, Blue Light Live Songwriters Contest, sponsored by Larry Joe Taylor's and a beer company and a boot company and Guitar Center and all this stuff. And I was like, now wait a damn minute.
Yeah, wait a minute. This isn't an open
so
mic night.
I walked in, and as I'm walking in, there was someone doing an announcement. I think it might have been Charlie. Someone was saying, you know, the sign-up list is closed. Nobody else gets on. And I was like, whew, perfect.
Good deal.
And then Casey's like, oh, no, I called ahead. I was like, dang it. So I was already on it. And so I, of course, that night advanced. And then in November, there was kind of a long runoff that night between me and this other young lady who I don't think is even doing music anymore. But we did like 2 or 3 tiebreakers between me and this girl and or this girl, young lady. I'm old, so everybody's a girl to me. But so this this it was kind of funny because after the second one, the people in the audience started getting a little riled up, and they're like, "Why are we doing a tiebreaker? It's obvious what's going on here, you know." And so I've got a song called Pieces, and Dave Perez from Tejas Brothers. He was he was one of the judges that night, because the judges were Casey Berry, Charlie Stout, Larry Joe Taylor, and Dave Perez. And Dave, they kept putting us in that back pool table room back there between the tiebreakers. And Dave goes, "Listen," he's like, "everything you've done's good. Do you have anything that's just totally off the wall? That's, the songs you've been playing, they fit well in like the Texas country thing, but do you have anything that's just
out there,
a little bit weird and out there?" And I was like, "Okay." So I played Pieces, and that was the song that, like, I think when I started. Do you know Brandon Adams?
Yep.
Brandon Adams goes, "Man, when you started playing that song, everybody was like, this shit's over. It's over. It's over." Like, that girl hadn't even played yet.
Oh, man. That moment.
Brandon Adams told me later,
It's
he's
a
like,
really great song.
Brandon goes, "You started playing that," and he's like, "I looked over to that girl, and her head just dropped. She was like, well," you know what I mean?
So, hold on. In this contest, is it like back and forth, one song?
Yeah.
She plays one, you play one. She plays one,
so
you play
the
one.
first round.
What a duel. Like, that sucks.
Yeah.
Right.
So
In the first round.
So it's a shootout.
Yeah, it is. It's a shootout. Everybody comes up in the first round of the finals, I guess. Everybody comes up. Well, I guess in every round. You get 2 songs.
Okay.
You've got to type out your lyrics and hand them in, And so you play the 2 songs, and then they go back through, and then they picked 3 or 4 to come back for like a final round. And then
It's the final countdown.
And so I think they were supposed to choose the winner from that 4 from the second round of that night.
Yeah.
And then that's when we started, well, we've got a tie. And there was all these people like, the hell? How do we have a tie? And dude, I'm still at the church doing that thing. I'm kind of doing double duty at this point. Like, I'm going to the church. I'm doing a Wednesday night service because I was the associate worship pastor and the assistant youth pastor. And so I was doing a Wednesday night service where I did kind of like a School of Rock for church type stuff. So I was teaching kids to play instruments, and I was leading their band with them, And then on Saturday and Sunday, we did a Saturday and then 2 Sunday services. So I was doing like 4 services a week. Plus, I was getting a few of these little acoustic shows around,
Around Amarillo?
Around Amarillo.
I was going to ask you, like, at that time, what was the Amarillo circuit like? Where all did you
I'll be
go?
honest with you, man. Amarillo was hopping back then.
Was
and
it?
The big thing was that there were like 3 or 4 music venues that had music 3-4 nights a week, every week. And they were bringing in traveling bands, and all of those venues were buying ad space from Craig Vaughn. You know Craig Vaughn in Amarillo? Craig Vaughn's really important. He's a DJ. He was a DJ for the Texas country station in Amarillo. In fact, Craig's an OG, bro. Like, he's the reason that there is a dedicated Texas country station in Amarillo, because his station was a Cumulus station, and they gave him 1 hour for Texas country a week.
Over.
Well, no, what he was doing, I think we're past the statute of limitations, so I could talk about this now. But like, they gave him 1 hour, and what he was doing was he was telling Cumulus Broadcasting that he was playing his top 40 stuff throughout the week.
Right. But he wasn't.
He was playing all this dude, he was playing all the big hit makers that we know in Texas country, Randy, Wade, Turnpike, all of those guys were being played 24 hours a day in Amarillo. And then all those 4 or 5 venues, they were all buying ad spots on the radio station. And so kind of the ecosystem there was really hopping, man. There's like there was a Nashville Top 40 station also in Amarillo at the same time, and they were not doing nearly as well as Craig was doing because they had all these local venues, local businesses who were like, well, You know, I've never gone to see the newest Nashville group, but I've seen Randy Rogers play 10 times. And Craig plays Randy Rogers. So we're going to listen to that, you know. And because of that, like all of these venues, you know, like Hoots was hopping, Golden Light was hopping, Scooters. You ever play Scooters?
I did,
the
man.
biker bar? Oh,
yeah.
bro. That was as far as I understand, for a while, that was a Banditos bar.
It was like Josh Weathers played there.
Yes.
One night.
That's where I met Josh, was at Scooters.
Okay, so
at the biker bar.
It was a Friday night because we came in the night after on a Saturday and played, and it was just as packed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nut to butt in there, and you were just like,
well,
what the
I
hell?
opened for Josh there. I opened for Phil Hamilton there.
Yeah. Good old Phil.
I opened for Casey Berry there. I had several of my own shows there. You know, Scooters was.
Are they still doing music? We passed by it the other. We were going through Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, and
It's still there?
Oh yeah.
it's still there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't know. I haven't been in. It used to have like you'd walk in the door and then the stage would be to the left, and it was like a kind of a corner-ish
And like
stage.
a real long bar.
Yeah.
To your right.
Yep.
Like what's crazy about that place? That place is one of the older venues in Amarillo.
I can say this now because that musician is no longer, and I'm not going to mention any names, but the X32 came up and he had them all labeled, right? And so it was literally asshole guitar player. That's what it said on the deal. Like that was his label.
That's amazing.
So I don't know if that was
It might have been me.
Josh's band or the opening band, but I was like, asshole guitar player. Man, that's
Was that Richard?
Yes. Because at the time, Josh had a lead guitar player.
That might have, because I remember there was a time when he was kind of doing double duty between Scooters and Hoots.
Yes, he was. So because he came over and he sound checked us and then he bounced. And he
Yeah.
went to Hoots and got a sound check over there. Then the Hoots show started, then he bounced and came back over to us. And meanwhile, I'm sitting over there with an iPad going, I got this motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, he was awesome. He's always taken really good care of us. He's at Hoots pretty permanent now.
But there's still, there's a new venue up there, something hog, pig, something.
Oh, the old pig hog, huh?
Yeah, the old pig hog. It was interesting. We played there a couple, like 6 months ago or something like that.
Yeah.
Really interesting, but I was like, not the vibe for Amarillo. This is
Yeah,
not,
and
this is not a vibe.
there's like, Amarillo has the Azteca, which is a huge, it's kind of like a sale barn type
Yeah.
size. They hold thousands in that place.
I've been there.
Yeah. I saw Great Divide for the first time at Azteca. Trying to think of who else I saw out there.
I have a buddy that lived on Lake Tanglewood.
Yeah.
And every July 4th,
Yeah.
we'd go up there and hang out, and they'd always have festivals at the Azteca and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Well, in Azteca,
Right
typically it's kind of a Tejano crowd out there. That's where they bring in the big Tejano and
You know that's a thing right now? Tejano bands? Dustin, do you know about this?
The Tejano bands are a thing?
Wait a minute.
Wait, breaking news.
Just now?
Right. No, just wait a
Just
minute.
now?
Wait a minute. The reason it's making such a huge plunge right now, I just got word. I'll say it. It's not damaging or anything, but I heard that Texas Live is not doing so good in Arlington, and they had like a 30+ employee walkout 2 weeks ago, week ago. But here's the thing: nobody's drinking when they go out to bars anymore, right? Nobody's going out and drinking. They're just getting food, watching a show, and bouncing. You know. Mm-hmm. But you put 9,000 Tejanos in there, and Chicas and Lobos, it's gonna get crazy, bro.
There was a
They
Tejano
drink
bar.
their ass off. So I get it.
Yeah.
So it's like you look on Texas Live calendar right now, and it's all these. I don't know who they are, but they seem big.
Well, man, they draw.
But-
They've always drawn.
Another thing that's convenient for right now is with FIFA coming to town, you've got a lot of people coming up from Mexico and Central America for the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just catering to that crowd that's going to
Totally.
be out there at the stadium. So
Man, I it's been like the number one grossing music in Texas for probably the last 25 years has been Tejano. And a lot of people, us white folks, I guess we don't understand it, but
look how many stations they have on the dial.
yeah.
They have
yeah.
a ton.
It makes sense. When I was in high school, I graduated high school from Sunray, Texas, which is like an hour north of Amarillo. and Dumas was our big town, you know.
Love
but
Dumas.
on the north side of Dumas, there was this Tejano club out there, and I had quite a few friends in high school. I've been singing forever, and I had one friend named Graviel Vargas. I wonder if he's out there somewhere, but he was trying to convince me. He's like, listen, I got family. They're in a Tejano band. Like, bro, your voice, if you sang in Spanish. He was like, what was funny, he was like, we'd make so much money. I'm like, we? What
is this we shit?
You don't even play. What are you talking about, we? But he's like, come on, just. And
I'll be your manager.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'll be your translator.
I remember in the bus on the way to a track meet, he was kind of teaching me line by line I think it was a Julio Iglesias song. And he was teaching me to sing this song and how to pronounce everything correctly. And then, we got the first verse and chorus or whatever. And he said, okay, now sing it, you know. He goes, sing it loud. So I started singing it. And there was girls on that bus that had never even realized that I was alive before that were like, what?
What?
Okay? Like they didn't know what was going on.
That's awesome.
It got close. I almost was a Tejano singer, but a little too white bread, you know.
How soon after so you did the contest?
Oh yeah, so I did the contest I won the contest in November 2011.
And was it 2012?
And then I did April 2012 was Larry Joe.
That's where you and I met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then right after, let's see, April 2012 was when I played Larry Joe, and then I quit my last full-time job at the church in September 2012.
Yep.
The last week of September. So it really was about
I remember this
5-6 months.
I remember this a lot because I'd called you and said, hey, man, let's do some acoustic shows together.
Yeah.
And then we went out at some Irish pub out in God knows where, Dallas.
Okay, so I was thinking about this. I think the very first one we played was Eagle's Nest.
Oh, yeah, on Eagle Mountain Lake.
Eagle Mountain Lake.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was you and me did, I think we did a 3-way song swap, and I can't even remember who it was, who the other person was.
Probably Blue Edmondson.
No,
it definitely wasn't Blue.
No, not at the Eagle's Nest.
I think it was a cowboy. It was like some weird name.
Yeah.
He had no business being up there, but he wanted it.
Well, there were so many, I think I've already mentioned them, but there's so many people, in 15 years that we've seen kind of start, do what they could on the scene,
yep,
and then quit and move on. Like, there's
Totally.
so many people we've seen, like, we watched their entire career happen while we were still just grinding away at it, and now they're nowhere to be seen or heard.
Right.
It's one of those things, like, I think about that a lot, like how many
Right.
people have come and gone. Every once in a while, I'll go play a show somewhere and someone will come up and say, hey, man, we played a show together in, like, 2014. And I'm like, great. It's
Right.
been so long. I've played with so many bands. It really is such a privilege to be able to keep going this long.
Yeah, dude. It's been a long time.
I would say, at least in our little corner of the microcosm, it's like, man, I see a lot of people get between 1 and 3 years.
Yep.
And
even to see a band to see like solo artists come in and create a band and they keep that band for that long, or to be able to keep musicians on that long.
Oh, dude, that's so rare.
That is hard.
That's so rare.
To be playing, everyone's out there chasing the gun, trying to think, well, I can do 5 shows a week. I'm like, can you?
Can you?
Can you plan that out?
How long can you do 5 shows a week?
Yeah, what's your stamina on that?
Like, can you do it
Are you
for
going to learn
15
the hard way
years,
and then come
maybe?
back, or are you going to quit?
Yeah.
They also all expect to be the biggest thing in the world
Oh,
within a year.
100%.
Yeah,
You see a ton of that. It's
I've
like,
definitely-
that's not how it works. So,
I've had guys who played for me, I had one guy in particular, we were friends for a long time, and he ended up quitting, and it was kind of one of those things, he really got upset, because he was like, man, we've been doing this for 3 years, and we haven't really gone anywhere. And he honestly expected for, if we put in 3 years,
This will happen.
it'll explode.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, we put in 3 years, and then the payoff for that is that we get to put in 10 more.
Right. Totally. We get to keep going.
We get to keep going.
Right. You either figure it out or you don't.
Yeah.
Along the way, and you realize that you can't, one thing is you can't do it alone unless you're really going to do it alone.
Right.
You got to build a correct team around yourself.
Yes.
You got to have people that believe in you, what you're doing, and and the band has to believe in it just as much as you believe in it.
Yep.
And you got to keep it as a family.
That all sounds like a bunch of yes men.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and I think one thing that I've noticed,
I wish
you have guys come through who, they're part of it. They're part of the family for a season because they're, especially as being like a solo artist with a band. I've got guys who come in and they give it the try. Mm-hmm. They really try at it for a few years. And then their life circumstance changes.
Yeah.
They get married or they have kids, or it's like, hey man, the economics of this doesn't make sense anymore. I got to go get a real job. And it's like, no hard feelings, man.
Yep.
It's just, every egg I've ever had, I put in this basket. So
right.
For me, there's really not, especially now, I'm 45, there's really not any going back to like the real world.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I've talked about it with some people. Like if I was to try and go get a real job, the very first time that a boss was a punk to me, I'd be like, bye.
Peace. I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would deal with it that well.
Well, I'm sure I would say more words.
More
than
words than that.
I'd be like, eat my. Mm-hmm. But,
Mom, I did bad things today.
Yeah, right. I just, but people's life circumstances change. And it's kind of like there's solo artists that we've seen come and go.
In the years that you and I have known each other,
yeah.
There's not enough room to say them all in one room.
Well, and not
enough time.
It might sound mean or bad, but like I honestly can't remember them because there's been so many. We've watched like start, they give a good try, and what's crazy is like some of them, they had like a better start than even I did. Like they had, they weren't married, they didn't have kids. My youngest was 5. I've got 3 kids. My youngest was 5 when I started.
Yeah.
My wife and I just celebrated 24 years last month. It's like there's guys that started, they were single, no kids.
Yep.
They had, better resources to start. They had some uncle or whatever that was like, here's $20,000, go
right.
buy a band and a record. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I didn't have that. And so it was like, just grind it out, baby.
Yep.
But not, I don't know. The other thing is the last couple years, there's artists who I feel like, as far as like the mass appeal and mass success level, they got more than I've yet to achieve.
Right.
And then you see them come on Facebook and say, after 15 years, it's time for me to hang it up. And I'm like, bro, you kicked my butt at a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
I also think it goes back to kind of what you said, where all of these guys, they get into the music because they think it's going to explode. We're going to be the biggest thing. And that's what they're out here for. They think if we just chip away at it enough for long enough, it's going to explode. And then the next thing you know, we'll all be millionaires. If that's what you're out here for, I'm afraid you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. You're on the wall.
Well, there's also an attitude, and every musician has this. Us older ones are now pretty jaded by it, but I mean, we all had it when we were younger. I'm the best fucking thing in the world, and I'm making the best fucking music in the world, and this is the way it's going to be. And I need to be paid attention to. Everybody's going to be paying attention to me, and I'm going to be winning Grammys. I'm going to be a huge star. Everybody's attitude when they come into this, that's how it is.
I think a lot of people.
You're right.
I think a lot of people, they get into it to kind of reinforce or affirm that attitude, that feeling, and the moment they have, a bad weekend, a bad run, it's like, what the hell? What's going on out here? Like, why aren't they, why isn't it working or whatever? But
You can hear it in the way that some of them talk. Like you can really kind of read the room kind of deal. Kind of what we were talking about earlier. People say something, you're just like, okay, okay, that's it. Bye.
I don't even argue with people anymore. I'm like, okay, buddy, you bet.
We had a guest on here, Logan Gray, Truck Stop Gamblers, and he got into music because it helped him cope with what he had going on. He didn't get into music to perform per se. He started writing to cope with what was going on up here.
Yeah.
And when I heard him say that, I heard him say that many moons ago, but hearing him repeat it, I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you can continue that flow and you're doing it because writing is a release and it helps you cope with life, everything else will come naturally.
Right.
But you just worry about yourself.
Right.
And you just worry about, that's something I always found in you. Like I found that in you when we first met, and I heard it. We were sitting around a campfire at LJT. I'm on one end, he's on the other end. And it goes down this pipeline. There was some dude, I can't remember who he was, but he was like, all right, now so-and-so from Fort Worth.
Yeah, there's like a MC type deal.
Yeah.
Because I think, wasn't that one a radio station one?
It was the ranch.
Was it the ranch
It
one?
was the ranch.
Dude, I think that was Ben Ryan.
No, it wasn't Ben Ryan. It was the other dude.
Okay.
That's the big festival thing down in Stephenville, right?
Yeah. It's a big one.
Yeah, it's Texas country based.
Yeah.
Right? But now it's falling. Like I think, we'll get into that later. I think LJT is falling finally into well, it can't just be Texas country. It's got to be more.
Expanding a little bit.
It's got to expand.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I'm loving,
bring in the Tejano so they can drink.
Yeah, there we go. Well, you don't have to worry people drinking out there. That's where they're at.
No,
listen,
they are.
They were
Small
standing
towns,
in one spot, shit, piss, and everything right in the same spot.
small
Drinkers
towns. There's
are
only three
at-
things to do:
Yeah.
drugs, fuck, drink.
Yes.
There
True.
you go. And Stephenville's a college town, so there you go.
Stephenville's a great place for all those things.
Yes.
I hear.
Shout out to the poo.
Yeah. So,
If you
he came on. I played one and went down the line,
Yeah.
and then it got to you, and I remember sitting there like hands on top of my Talkmanium, just listen. And he gets down, and I remember for it being because it had rained. And it
Yeah,
got a
it's
little
pretty
chilly
muddy.
out there, and it was muddy. But it got for a soggy day and kind of
Yeah.
hot. It finally got like a cold breeze came. I was
Cooled
like,
off.
good Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
And then down at the end, I hear this dude belting out. And I'm like, there we go. And I kind of lean up out of my spot. I'm looking down. I'm like, I don't know who that is. And then I remember it was Ivan Basham who came up to me. He was like, you need to go down there and talk to that guy. You guys should do a song together. And then it was like 2 weeks later. I was like, hey, I called Casey.
Yeah.
Got a hold of you.
Yeah.
And then off we went.
Yep.
Playing acoustic shows.
Yeah.
And dude, you have blossomed out of that so much. Like you've done so much since then. It's amazing.
I have been I've been very blessed. I'm very fortunate,
Yep.
man. The songwriting thing. What?
That sounded like a ghost fart.
I thought it was a Yeti.
Someone just messed their britches somewhere down the hall.
Good Lord.
About 6 doors down. You probably
Wait.
didn't get picked up on the microphones, but
Is that Craig in there by himself?
Craig, was that you?
No, I ain't taking that one.
okay.
Oh, I don't know, man. That's a good one to take.
Man.
Golly.
Someone left a skid mark in the
I can
hall
taste
somewhere.
it. Onions.
Wow.
I get it.
Anyway, back to what I was saying. No, I've been very fortunate. I started writing songs when I was 12. I started asking for a guitar when I was 6 or 7.
Now, you brought one guitar with you today.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
2 of your guitars in this room.
Is there? Is that my telly?
Yep.
You know what's funny? I sat down here and I was like, I recognize that kind of. And then I thought to myself, all right, Wilkerson, surely that's not the same guitar.
It's still got your sticker on the back end.
Does it really?
Yes, I haven't changed a thing about that.
Yeah.
Except clean it up and play it. It's
That's
got a broke
right.
string on it right now, of course. But
Of course.
I play the crap out of that thing.
Oh, man.
Yeah, many shows. I will never get rid of that. Well, I want to get into that later because you
Yeah.
built that guitar.
I used to build guitars and amps and pedals and all. I've always been ate up with this bullshit and just, every level of it. But I was gonna say, like, I started playing guitar when I was 12.
Yep.
We moved from Oklahoma to Nebraska, and I'd been asking for a guitar for years. And my dad kept telling me, just no, you're too young, you need to wait, and all those things. And when we were unloading the moving van the moving truck. I walked up onto the moving truck, and all our crap is just piled up in there. And there's this acoustic guitar case. And I'm like, what the hell is this,
Yeah, where'd this come from?
So I grab it. Take a peek in there, and they're like, there's an acoustic guitar in this sucker. So I grab it and take it in the house. And I'm walking in the doors. My dad's coming out to grab another load of stuff. And I said, Dad, what's this? And he said, you know what? You just forget that exists and put it in my closet. Don't worry about it. And so I did what any good little Baptist boy would do, and I went and I hid it under my bed. And then, we got moved in, and then a few days after we moved in, I kind of, I got up the nerve to get it out of there and kind of mess with it. It was missing a couple strings. There were some black diamond nylon strings in there.
Oh boy.
And so I put one of those on there, and then I ended up tying 2 strings together above the nut so I could have all 6. Because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know how to tune it.
What order it goes in,
right.
Nothing.
And I'm pretty sure I put like a high E on the G string or whatever, just because I didn't know, And there was this little Mel Bay pamphlet, the long skinny ones that sits inside the acoustic thing. There's a little pamphlet, maybe 10 pages in there, and it's just like starting your journey with acoustic guitar. And I was like, okay, and I kind of read through there, but none of it really made a whole lot of sense. But I was trying to figure it out. I already played piano. I played in band all the way through, I think I started playing trumpet in 2nd grade, So I was just trying to figure it out. Finally, after a couple of nights of just not getting anywhere, I got up the nerve, and I walked downstairs, and I said, Dad, can you teach me, what to do with this thing? And he was pissed that I didn't obey him. My dad was in the Army for 40 years. He was pretty hard. He still is a pretty hard dude. And I remember him being mad that I, was messing with it. And my mom kind of was like, you're going to have to teach him. He's been asking for this for years. You're going to have to teach him something.
Yeah.
So he got out a piece of paper and he wrote down maybe 15, 20 guitar chords. Showed me how to tune it, Showed me how to tune it and wrote down some chords. He said, when you learn all this and have it all memorized, you can come back and I'll teach you some more stuff. I said, okay. And this was early evening, so I went straight up to my room, figured out how, once he taught me how to tune it, then everything made sense.
Sure.
I memorized all those chords that night, came back a couple hours later, said, okay, I'm ready. He's like, there ain't no way you memorized all those chords. And I said, yeah, I got them. He's like, all right, play a C. And I'm like, bring, play D, boom, play G, boom. And I'll never forget this. His face just started getting more and more red. He's like, this little punk, and my mom was sitting over there on the couch just like, I told you. We were just going to have to do it. I found out years later the reason he didn't want me to do it, my dad was in a country cover band in the 70s.
Oh, okay.
And because I started music, my folks said I just came out singing. When I started singing at 4, I started asking them to let me sing in church at 3. And they made me wait for a while, and I begged and begged to let me sing a song. And he said, the reason I didn't want you to play was because I knew that if I put a guitar in your hands, you'd spend the rest of your life singing in bars. It's like, well, you're not wrong.
Here we are.
You ain't wrong.
Here we are.
But, once I started, as soon as I got a few chords in my hand, the writing just happened immediately.
Right.
Just immediately. And I was 12 years old writing songs about, mostly about people in our church.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, you hear about things happening and people going through stuff. Like there was a guy that he was going through a pretty nasty divorce because he was an alcoholic. Now, at 12, I didn't understand all those details, but I could still pick up some of the feeling of that from the outside. You know, watching it happen, hearing my folks and other people talk about what was going on. And I remember one of the first songs I wrote was kind of about that whole deal.
Yeah.
You know, and I heard someone say about this whole situation, someone said if he could get out of the bottom of that bottle. And I was like, that makes sense. That sounds like a country song. And so I wrote a country song with that line. He's in the bottom of the bottle. And, you know, I wrote that song. And the first couple songs I wrote were pretty heavy shit like that. And I remember my folks going, they were just like, bro, chill out. You know, like, you're 12. You don't know what you're talking about. You know, I'm like, well.
I can just see because what do you always say? Like, I like to sing about, I write songs about murder.
Listen.
Yeah, it's all.
Well.
The sticker right there.
But I tell people I write songs. I don't have any drinking songs. I don't have any dancing songs. I got lovemaking songs, because I got friends that don't drink, and I got friends that don't dance. But I don't know anybody who don't like to make a little bit of sweet, sweet consensual love.
Yeah.
So I write lovemaking songs.
Love and murder.
Blues and murder, baby.
Blues and murder.
Blues and murder. Yeah, that song said. Yeah, that sticker says dogs, tacos, blues, and murder, because
it's about right.
It's pretty much what I'm about. You know.
Yeah.
That's an amazing sticker. I like that one.
Yeah, I had this awesome tour manager. She came up with that sticker. She's like, we should just make it and see what happens, and then people buy it I sell a couple of them every single show. So, blues and murder, baby.
Yeah, man. Are we gonna get into the trip across the Great White North?
There's a few things about it we can talk about. There's a few things we can cover.
As much as you've talked about it,
not talk about,
and all the different guests that have come in and been on this trip and done all this, you may never be allowed to go back.
I mean,
the RMC.
Well, as I recall, it was a little hard for you to get in the first place.
It was. And the second time around. Oh. And now I'm clear to that. It's been years now.
Oh, my gosh.
It's been 12 years since then. You know.
Did you have a Dewey?
I had a Dewey because I got a second one.
And they are very strict
Very
on that.
strict about it. Now it's cleared. It's expunged from my record, the whole nine. So it's back to the first one. And then when they realized that the first one technically wasn't a Dewey, it was driving under the intoxication of sleep.
Oh.
Lack of sleep, because I was so exhausted. I was coming in from North Carolina, and I drove straight through. And I lived in Hazlet at the time, and I hit Keller and got pulled over. And so, go figure. Like 8:15 in the morning.
That all points, yeah.
But no, man, that trip was... I literally just talked to Adam the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, he's doing great.
Man, I need to call him.
They're spending the summer up in Idaho right now.
Okay.
He bought a lake, so him and Carolyn got married.
Yeah, he got out of Canada.
He's out. He's living here. He's
a
full citizen of the U.S.
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, dude. Old Dainsy, boy.
Now,
man.
do you remember meeting like the boys, like Patrick?
Oh yeah, I still think about those guys all the time.
So I quit drinking 3 years ago.
Okay, good.
Right.
I'm 6.
Until he got married.
That'll do it.
Because it was Roscoe.
A wedding with a bunch of Canadians.
It was Roscoe.
Yep.
Patrick.
Oh, Roscoe. Oh, Roscoe.
Dustin. Like, it was everybody. I mean, everybody from all over the world, because they've all spread out. They're all living in, like, Australia.
Okay.
And England. And
yeah.
I mean, they're all over the place. And then we were all in one spot. And where were we?
It's dangerous.
Where were we? New Orleans. Perfect storm.
That's a good way to get in trouble.
I know I'm definitely not allowed back at the Bourbon Orleans Hotel. I know I'm definitely not allowed back there for sure. Canada,
Canada's a maybe.
Forgive me.
Canada's a maybe.
Yeah, there's plenty of fields for me to step off in Canada. But
oh man,
not down in Louisiana. Not down in Louisiana.
It's easy to hide bodies in Louisiana. A lot of bayous.
Even for a guy my size at that time,
yeah.
It was.
Hey, gators got to eat too.
Oh, brother,
gators got to eat. What,
that's true. So we played Ivan got us in on that deal originally.
Well, Ivan had a event in Fort Worth outside the stockyards.
Yep.
At that thing, and then it got rained out. Remember that? Mm-hmm. And I think that was the same night I met Scott Copeland.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because I got there. I was early in the day, and I think I was the last person to play before the rain started. And Ivan was like, "Hey, we've got a place for you to stay tonight," and all that stuff. I was like, okay. And he was like, it'd be good. You should hang out and meet some people. I said, okay, I will. And so I played at like 1 PM, something like that. It was one of those all day deals. And so, I end up like, well, I'll just hang out and stuff. And so about 3 p.m., like I said, right after I played, it started pouring, and everybody kind of crammed into that little bar. And then it was a total...
Was it Nos Bar?
I can't even remember what it was, man.
But it was J&J's Blues Bar, and then they turned it into Nos Bar, and it was down there by the Trinity. Yeah.
Yes,
that's it.
Right on the river, yeah.
It was Nos Bar.
So they crowded everybody in there, and I remember it was a total cluster because they had taken the house system, pulled it out of the bar, and put it outside for one of the stages.
That's it.
And then it started raining and everything, so they were trying to get everything back in, and it was a few hours before they got everybody kind of moved around. I remember that was the very first event that I've seen that just, like, everything worked against the event. And I remember just people just checking out, bro, and I remember standing under this little awning thing with my guitar. I was trying to get inside, but there was so many people who had rushed inside the bar because I think the only bar was inside the bar.
Yeah.
And so everybody was in there. There was too many people in there, and I'm standing outside on this little awning with my acoustic guitar case, my backpack, and I'm like just watching everybody just take off, and I was like, "Oh, this is not ideal."
Well, we were playing on it with you. Big Casino was on it. Yeah.
And so about 2 hours later, I finally was able to get in the bar. And I remember I went in, I used the bathroom, and I came out, and it was pretty thin, pretty sparse in there because so many people had ditched out. And I go up to the bar to get a beer or whatever. I was drinking Lone Star back then, and I was like, man, I just want a beer to chill out and sit down. And I'm sitting at the bar, and this guy walks up. He's like, hey, bud, how you doing? I'm like,
how you doing there, bud?
I'm all right. It's like, he says, Danes, he goes, I think he saw me walking with a guitar. He's like, you going to play some songs here? And I'm like, I already played. Like, I'm kind of done for the day, And there were still people kind of in the corner. They'd put the PA back together, and people were playing just acoustic sets, and some people playing like broke down stuff, But I think they had 2 stages out there, and they were trying to get all of the bands from both stages on the one stage, and so it was crowded.
Yeah,
the stage was crowded or whatever, and so he's like, "Oh, you already played, okay?" And I don't know if you remember this. That was the week that Fireball Whiskey launched. And they had that giant Fireball machine sitting on that back shelf of the bar. It had red neon lights, and you took a bottle of Fireball and you put it upside down in the machine, and so it looked kind of like a I don't know. But you just had like 4 or 6 Fireball, big ones, like the handles, right, sticking straight up, but they had lights in it. So it was like the lights were all glowing red and had this big sign on it. And it was this new thing. And that
was the end of us.
Yeah. He was like, he says, you want a shot, bud? I'm like, all right, let's have a shot. And then I think it was you, me, Dainsy, and Scott. We emptied that machine.
Yes, we did.
Good Lord.
Yes, we did.
We sat there all night. There was nothing else to do.
There was nothing to do.
It was still raining, pouring. There was nowhere to go. And I just kept asking. It was funny because I kept asking.
Oh,
Ivan,
it was not just that, but Roger Ray was there.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a picture. I've got a picture of that somewhere. I'll find it.
Oh,
because we got
man.
on stage and just started picking guitars and shooting the shit, and then somebody snapped a photo of it, and it was all of us sitting there in a line.
Man, yes.
Yes.
That was a good man.
And
that
it
was
just
a
kept
night.
going, drink for drink for shot for
Yeah.
shot for drink, over and over, and and it got to where it was like stupid. Like with the bit, there was no reason for that bar to be open.
No.
Like we were
Well,
breaking the law.
I remember that bartender. I can't remember her name, but I remember watching her go, and she shut the door and locked it. And I was thinking, oh, do we need to leave? She's like,
No.
you guys aren't going anywhere. It's not
Yeah.
safe for you guys to go anywhere. So we ended up. I slept on the floor of Ivan's camper.
Yeah. I slept on that couch, that little
Yeah.
mini couch in front of the stage.
I used my. I had this.
Shit.
I had this gray jacket, and I think that's where I lost it. Was I used it as a blanket, and I think I got one of the pillows from the couch.
And then it wasn't soon after that we were
Yeah. Well, it was funny because Adam had still never heard me play.
right,
He just was going off of referrals from all y'all.
right.
And he's like, you want to come to Canada and play a festival and stuff? And I was like, okay. So, yeah, it was
What a wild ride, dude.
No Justice,
Yep,
Big Casino,
yep,
and me.
yep.
And then I think
It was his cousin,
Turks.
the Turkelos.
Turkelo, his band, played a couple
and Amy.
times.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. I tell people about that all the time because we got off the plane we flew into Calgary.
Yeah.
They picked us up in a prison bus.
It was prison bus.
It was
yes.
their drinking bus.
It was their drinking bus.
They had a bus for drinking.
It was great. Is like
And-
I come out of the deal and they stopped me at the door.
Oh, that's right.
And they were like, we can't let you in here.
They were
gonna let you in
giving
here.
you the hard
You
treatment.
got a
baby.
DUI. And I was like, why the heck? Yeah, years ago. Like how
Yeah.
many? I go, like 7? They're like, yeah, you're 10 years. You can't come into Canada. I was like, you don't understand. We're here to play a festival. Mm-hmm. We got a bus waiting right out that door to pick us up. Like we
Which we hadn't seen yet.
which we hadn't seen yet.
Yeah.
The way he made it sound was like a Prevo.
We thought it was a Prevost.
Totally.
Yeah, we thought it was a Prevo.
It was not
And
a Prevo. It was a prison bus. And then they were like, you know
Old
what? We're going to let
Bluebird,
you do
baby.
this. It was like $250 to buy a temporary citizenship. And it
right.
was from like the ticket to when I fly out. He was like, you missed this ticket, we'll lock you up. And
Yeah.
then we'll send you home. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember coming out that door and seeing this shit show just.
It was a white Bluebird bus, and it said something like Alberta Department of Corrections or something.
Yeah.
And we're like, are you serious right now? And we got on it, and I remember there was like 4 benches up close by the driver, right?
Yes.
And then it was just couches.
What year do you think that was?
It had to be 12, 13. But then there was just couches lining the sides. And then they had poles. I won't say what the poles were for, but they were poles, like 2 or 3 poles right down the middle. Remember that? And then just ice chests full of anything you could think of. And man, and we walked on that bus, and there was probably 25 people already on the bus when we got on it. He had brought an entire entourage, a bunch of party people,
Yep.
to come pick us up from.
That's awesome.
He sure as hell
And then it
did.
was another 2-hour drive up to.
Good Lord.
I think we went to Red Deer.
We went to Red Deer. Yeah. And we stayed at his house.
Yeah. Well, and then we went up there, and then they took. Well, actually, remember they took us straight to the rodeo. Do you remember that?
Yes.
They picked us up from the airport. It was midday, and then they drove us straight to this rodeo in Red Deer, Alberta, Canada. And I remember getting off that bus and stepping onto this rodeo grounds, and it looked like we were still in Texas because they drink all the same beer, they wear all the same clothes, they listen to all the same music we do in Texas, they drive all the same Ford trucks, they all had straw hats on. It looked like we were still in Texas. It was so surreal. And man, that was.
Well, it wasn't 2015, and we're at Calgary Airport. We go up to Red Deer.
Yep.
We get checked into his house. We're staying at his house.
Dude, I don't think we even went to the house because I think we
went straight to the bar.
We went straight to the rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
We went straight to the rodeo, and then I remember kind of stumbling back onto that bus in the wee hours of the morning.
My favorite part on that bus was they're like, I think Patrick or whoever it was like, I gotta piss. They just pulled over on the side of the highway. And this is a thing in Canada?
That's apparently a thing in Canada.
It's a thing. Here you'd get ticketed for it.
He said...
They're just like,
he was like...
just piss.
You know what? About a year and a half later, I went up and did kind of a solo tour with him in the winter.
Yep.
And we were driving back from somewhere, and he's like, I got to piss. And he just pulled over on the side of the road and started peeing. And I was like, bro, we're going to get
popped,
pulled over. He's like, nah, dude, in Canada, that's the law. I was like, okay. It's cool as shit in Alberta, apparently.
Yep.
But, yeah, that was just a deal.
Wait, it was after the rodeo. We're talking about Sunday. This is like the show's done. Now
we played the rodeo on the second day.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, the big one.
We flew in, kind of partied at the rodeo the first night. The second night was like the festival thing.
Show, yeah.
And then I think there was like another half day that they did rodeo because I remember we hung out.
This isn't the big rodeo, right? The big Canadian one. That's in Calgary.
Stampede. That's in Calgary.
Stampede's in Calgary. Okay. This is now has like I went there last summer and played the rodeo.
Did you?
Yeah, and it has grown.
Oh, I bet.
I mean,
it was a blast.
It was so good.
When we went, it was a blast. It was still pretty busy.
It was weird because I was sober this time. You know what I mean? But I was more conscious.
You remember a whole lot more, don't you?
I was like, I don't remember this shit. Anything like this.
Maybe it was the exact same size, but now
it really was. It just wasn't. The crowd was bigger. But yeah, we went back to the house. I mean, we can talk about this on here. It's just if you want to talk about this on here.
Sure.
We're all sitting around a table on the back porch.
Oh yeah, which thing are we talking about?
The mushies.
Oh, the fun guys?
Yeah, the fun guys.
Yeah.
So we're sitting around a table. Now, here in the States, you get some mushies, you're used to, an ounce or whatever. Enough that you can have a good time.
Well, they're legal in certain parts of Canada, even
Correct.
then they were.
Right.
Yeah.
What we didn't expect to see was like a Tom Thumb size paper bag hit the center of the table.
It was a pound.
And it was a full pound of mushies.
Holy shit.
A pound.
And Zach and I wasted exactly no time.
Well, I had never done it before, and it took Steve talking me into it for a little bit. Because I was like, I don't know, man. I don't want to
maybe
lose
it was Brady,
my mind.
Because whoever was sitting to my right reached over and we just went,
I was still at the church at the time, and, I was still like...
you might have seen that burning bush.
Right? I was like, man, I don't know about this. But, the thing is that after that last day of the rodeo, the part you forgot is that the very next morning we got up at like dawn and we drove into the Corkscrew Mountains.
Yes, we did. Went to the Corkscrew.
With that pound of shrooms.
Yes, we did.
And we went to some national park or whatever. Do you remember all the trees were purple? Do you remember that?
It was, dude, when we came up over that crest.
There's like this species of pine, and like from a distance, when you look off, they're purple. But of course, there's thousands of them. We pulled off in this little park thing, and we got out, and I was looking through these trees, right? They're just thick. I'm like, bro, those trees are purple. And I hadn't even taken shrooms yet at this point.
Yeah, we were.
And then we went off somewhere and camped and all this stuff.
What I remember about that is when we came into Ram Falls and we realized that we're already on top of the mountain.
Yes. You
that
dropped
was the
down
trip.
into that little park thing.
I remember riding with Dainsy and we were going and it's concrete and then there was here in Texas you get like the loose gravel sign that says loose gravel ahead. There was no sign.
Bro, we went from asphalt to boom.
Just straight dirt gravel. I mean, and we were at like 85. And I was like, God, I remember talking to him. I was like, could you imagine if because I had told him earlier that day, I was like, dude, can we go buy Harley? I'd rent a Harley to ride up here. This would be fun. And he was like, no, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that.
You got to know the roads.
I remember that conversation. He's like, you don't want to do that.
You don't
want
to do that out here.
I remember him going,
That's
you really
why.
got to know the roads because it was
Makes
squirrely
sense.
up there. And I remember you going,
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever, bro. I
ride all the time.
I know what's up. Yeah, and I remember going. I mean, I would trust Justin to ride her out here. And then we got out there in the mountain. I was like, man, I'm glad he's not on a motorcycle.
Trust me, I was in that truck going, oh my God, am I so glad that I did not do this.
Oh,
but when we
man.
came across the top, dude, I swear to God, it looked like a scene out of Lord of the Rings. There was a waterfall, and there was beautiful trees, and the sun was setting right on it, and I saw two hobbits come out and have sex. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
I'll say this: Alberta, Canada.
Hobbit sex will sell anything.
Yeah. Alberta, Canada is still the most beautiful place I've ever seen with my own two eyes.
It is incredible.
It still is the most beautiful.
100%. Yeah.
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 Up there in the corkscrews.
It is. Those corkscrews are what Texas is missing. Like everything else is Texas.
Yeah.
When you really look at it and you land in Calgary as you're going to Red Deer, it looks like Mansfield. Like you're just driving, you're like, this is very familiar.
And then there's parts of it as you go a little bit further north towards Edmonton and stuff.
Ugh.
It's super flat, and it's just cornfields, and wheat fields out there, and it's just. It feels like
cold
you're out
as
here.
Fuck.
I
mean, cold as you could. I mean, I went up there and did a winter tour as well, man, with Big Casino. That's where we met Monster Truck.
That's
and
the
I was like,
Midland Odessa of Canada. We've talked about this before.
It's a whole lot cooler than Midland, Odessa.
But then you go west, and like where in Texas, where Midland, Odessa would be, then just imagine Panhandle to the border of Mexico, straight down. It's just mountains, and it's just
yeah.
Give me Vancouver.
Trees the size of this room.
Give me Vancouver, Victoria.
And the mountains up there, like some people don't realize this, but like in New Mexico, like Red River, those are like the short Rockies.
Yeah.
And they get taller as you go north. And so when you're looking at the Rockies in Alberta, it's crazy because like they're just they're like the angles are a lot more severe.
I
miss Canada.
I do too, man. I have to think about it all the time. And well, in the good times we had, went up there last June. In fact, dude, this week, right, just a couple days from now is the rodeo.
Really?
How crazy, dude! I just thought about that. It's literally this weekend.
Dadgum.
Damn it!
Give me a call, Red Deer.
All right, let's go.
Man, I'd love to go back up there.
But so we're in the house, and this is the best thing I still laugh about this to this day. This story comes out. Steve Hammond and Steve's playing the piano, and you're singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and you're fucking killing it, and we're all just like, man, this is such a great song. And then Adam raises up at a stupor and goes, oh my God, did you write that?
Oh, yeah.
And Steve's in the bathroom, and he opens the door and goes, yeah, he wrote Happy Birthday too, you dumb bastard.
I do remember that.
Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
Yeah. No Justice, their road manager was like a spitting image of Lane Staley in his later years. Like right there to the end. Like he was even wearing the shades. Like it looked like Lane Staley. And I remember me and Brady sitting out on the patio or watching through the window. And by this time, we're like, at least, we got to be 10 grams in.
Well, and also,
I know that I took a handful of the size of my palm and ate the whole thing.
The thing I remember the most about that trip was the cases and cases of Twisted Tea.
Oh my God!
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And then the last day of the trip,
I still haven't drank one since then,
bro. I remember the last day of the trip. We were about to leave for the airport, and I remember getting up, and I went to the backyard just because I wanted, because it was still a nice view out of the back of his house. And I remember I opened that door in the back, and there was like a pile, probably 8 foot wide and a good 2 foot tall, of empty Twisted Tea cans and beer cans. And I just remember thinking, because by that time, we were all sobering up and stuff, and so I remember looking at that and going,
ugh.
We did
that.
We
did it.
It was too much.
You remember Joe, Little Joe?
I do remember Joe.
Cauliflower Joe, as we like to call him.
Cauliflower Joe.
Yeah. Pretty sure that dude's on the spectrum. Love you, Joe.
Hey,
Love
man.
You. Love you. I can't wait to see you again.
Right.
The first time I went up, before we did that trip, when I went up and just did a solo deal by myself, I got to see Little Joe in full action at Billy Bob's up there. Remember? Well, Billy Bob's had closed by the time we. No, it didn't. We went up there. Didn't we go to? That was the bar we went to.
We went to
In
a
the
lot of
stupor.
bars.
We went because we came back from the roadie. No, it was the first time.
Yeah.
Little Joe is a Golden Gloves boxer, but the best thing about him is his day job. He's a principal,
Yep.
and he's about yay tall.
He can fit in your pocket, but he will tune you
Two-
up.
I was going to say,
Two dudes my size
best principal
Tune
right
you
there.
up.
are
man.
Billy Bob's about to go into it. I mean, they are cussing each other and talk about Canadian gooses, and I mean, they're just at it.
Yeah.
And then Little Joe walks up, and he's just like, shut up. You go that way, you go that way. I'll kill both of you. Fuck off. And then
Yeah.
they went and drank beers with each other. And I
Well,
was
they
like,
knew who he was. They knew who he was, and they were like,
what the
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, bruh, who is this guy? And
Wasn't Roscoe the one that fought an eagle?
bear.
No, he fought an eagle.
No, he fought a bear. We've talked about this several times.
No. He probably fought a bear too. But I remember
If there's an eagle story, I'm all
he
ears.
was telling us that, like, I'm pretty sure it was him who fought an eagle with his bare hands. Because he was driving down one of those back roads and he sees this eagle in the middle of the road, and it's kind of like
so he just
flapping.
out of nowhere, I'm going
So-
to fight an eagle?
No.
Like,
So
that's his
like,
day?
This eagle's in the middle of the road, and it had been clipped by a truck or something, and it's just
Okay.
in the middle of the road, like flapping. And so he's like, "Oh man, that's too bad." So he stops, he pulls over, and he gets out. He's like, "Well, maybe I can help it or something, you know." He's like, "At the very least, I can get it off the road." And so he's like, "I'm not really sure what to do." I'll never forget this because I remember sitting there listening to him tell this story, and I'm like, "This guy is full of it," and all of his friends are like,
No,
swear to God, this is totally
Yeah.
true. And I was like, what? And they kept like, no, this is like, it made the news, like it made the local newspaper and stuff. And so he said,
heard this.
he's like, I'm 10 foot from this eagle, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. And this eagle spots our friend Roscoe, and it's like, not today, Roscoe. And it like half flies, and it latches onto his arm with one of its talons. And he's like, freaking out. And so he falls over into the ditch. And this thing is like pecking at him and trying to get the other claw onto him. But I think that side was the side that got hit, so the claw's not doing very well. But it's holding onto his arm with the other one. And he's like, freaking out. And there was a piece of like a stick or something in the ditch. And he grabbed the stick and used it to get the eagle off of him. He's like, and the only way that I could win against this eagle is I had to kill it. And so he killed this, like he's hitting it in the head. He killed this. It's a full-size bald eagle. There's blood everywhere. Now a dead bald eagle in the ditch. And he calls the police and it's like, hey, this is what happened, you know? And they come out and they're like, man, that sucks. He said they picked up the eagle, put it in the back of the truck, drove off, and then he's still just standing on the side of the road, bleeding everywhere. So he had to I think he said he wrapped his arm in a T-shirt or something and then drove back into town and got some stitches. And then he's telling us all this stuff, and I'm like, there's no way. And he pulls up his sleeve, and there's freaking scars all over his arm. I'm like, what? I thought Texas was crazy, bro.
'Cause
Canada.
The first trip up, that was with Casey Donahue and The Departed.
Yeah, I didn't go on.
Okay,
Yeah. I didn't go on that
because
one.
we were all sitting
Yeah,
at
yeah,
a
yeah.
dinner at his mom and dad's house, and they made this big outdoor deal, and that's where the story about the bear came out.
Listen,
he was
if
hunting.
anybody could fight a bear and an eagle,
It's Roscoe.
it's Roscoe.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had the same thoughts when I was like, there's no way that this is real. There's no way that this is
He's
real.
telling these stories, and you're like,
Well,
nah.
it
no.
was Martell Patrick telling the story, and he's blushing. He's like, "Come on, man, don't tell these stories." Like, what the
Yeah.
hell? And I'm like, this is just a local legend living here in Red Deer that
Right.
has fought these animals. He
Bunch
was
of
out.
farm
He was
boys.
out hunting. All right, they're on this big farm or whatever, and there's a bear like 200, 300 yards away, and it's going across the tree line, and
What,
they're
probably
trying
like a
to
black bear or something?
like a black bear.
Okay.
Right. And they're trying to scare it to get it to go away. And they're like, hey, bear. You know, and then finally he
Like you're
like
supposed to, yeah.
fires off a round. and the bear was not scared and locks in on Roscoe. He's so big. Like he's a big now he's little Roscoe. He's lost tons of weight.
Okay.
But at the time, he's a big dude. It sees Roscoe, and it just makes a straight beeline right at him. And it's coming, and it's building speed. And Roscoe's like racking rounds trying to kill it. And they didn't bring guns big enough to, well, what they were hunting with. So his brother or whoever, Martell or whoever it was, runs back to the truck, and his gun jams. And the bear's now like 80 yards out. It's coming. Like, and he stands up out of his chair. And he's like, I guess I'm just gonna have to fight this bear. Like he's preparing himself to fight because he's like, I can't outrun it. Like I'm gonna fight the bear. And the truck's like 60 yards the other way. And so here come like he's standing up and he's ready to fight this bear. And then Patrick gets one in the chamber and pop and drops him. Bam! And that bear is at Dames's mom's house in the game room. That's that bear that's sitting in the corner.
Jeez Louise, man.
We heard about this story. So this eagle story I had not heard, but I totally believe it. As soon as you said he fought an eagle, I'd be like, yeah, I believe that 100%.
Yeah, like, man, it's wild. Like, Alberta is very wild outside the cities.
It is such a 90s mentality of drinking buddies. It's crazy.
Well, like they've got a Dainsy and those boys. They've got a snow machine club of vintage snowmobiles.
Okay, hold
Nice.
It's called No Fences.
Yes. Okay. So third time I went up. This is the time I met Monster Truck, and we had a dream come true. We're staying at Adam's ranch now. He's moved from that house that we were in Innisfil.
Innisfil.
Yeah.
Oh man, I miss
And they're playing this
Innisfil.
game called Moose Moose, and it's kind of like our version of King's Cup. But they take a big bowl, they put it in, they lay the ice tray up against it, and the left side of the tray is give, and the right side of the tray is take. Right? And you take a coin and you're bouncing it up in there, and you're trying to get it into the top one, either one, and then that means you're out for Moose Moose. But when it lands there, you got to go Moose Moose, right? Well, we didn't have any beer, and it was the Turkelos and Patrick, and I mean, it was all of them.
So this is one of the reasons I stopped drinking in 2020.
Right. So
2012 was one of the reasons I stopped drinking in 2020.
That's so Adam gets lit, and he goes out to the garage and gets his John Deere Skidoo snowmobile.
Yeah.
And he's going around, and it's just coming down outside snow. I mean, it has got to be 4 or 5 foot of snow on the ground. And he's going around his house, just going around in circles, and he is just out of his mind drunk. And he gets a little too close to the house, and he hits a boulder. I mean, a full-on boulder, like this big, was in the snow, and he hit it head on, flips over the handlebars, lands out like 20, 30 feet, pop, 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 skids across, and he goes, shit, we should probably put that away. It's just, we should probably put this, that's no good. I'm just going to leave it there and throw and I was like, what are you going to do? And he goes over, he pulls the keys out of it, he just chunks the keys out of the snow, and he goes, I'll find them next summer.
Yeah.
No big deal. And I'm like,
my God.
God.
So they took me out on that. They took me out on that club for a ride, and we went twice. We went 2 nights in a row, and that first night, man, like, I didn't really understand how to handle that thing yet. Because it's unlike
Greek.
it. Yeah, it's not like a motorcycle. It's not like a jet ski.
Right.
It's totally different physics, and so. It's like a jet ski and a motorcycle and a chainsaw.
yeah.
And so, like the first night, man, I just came home and I'm just sore. And he's like, we're going back tonight, again tomorrow night. And I'm like, man, I don't know. He's like, when you get back on it, it'll be totally different because you'll understand it. And I was like, okay. So we got on it. And man, he put me on his brand new Arctic Cat. And I think that thing was like a 400, 500, which... Again, in my brain, I'm thinking motorcycles. I'm like, 400, 500, that's not bad. 400, 500 on a snow machine.
Uh-huh.
I was like...
Justin's like, yes, proceed.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
So he had this little field right beside his house. And there was this perfect snow. It was, iced over. It was completely flat, And I asked him, I said, man, how fast is this thing? He said, faster than you want it to be. And I was like, oh, okay, because I grew up riding motorcycles and stuff like that too. And so he's like, I tell you what, go out in that field right there. You start in this corner. Once you go out, go to the far corner, kind of get your bearings. You turn around, and I want you to point towards the house and go as fast as you can go. He said, just peg it and then let it off when you're done. He said, because it'll go faster than you want. And, bro, I took it out there, and I'm like kind of easing into it, I'm going 40, 50 miles an hour on the way out there. I'm like, it's no big deal. Turn that thing around, head back to the house, and I started, like, I'm holding on to the handlebars, and my ass starts to slide backwards, and I'm like, oh, not. I was like, nope, he's right. I've gone 120 on a vintage BMW R69S before. That was too fast. It was too fast.
It's weird when a machine that big also will pick itself up in the air.
Bro.
And I'm like, I should not wheelie on one of these things. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, it gave me a whole new respect
I
for
love
it.
snowmobiling.
And for years after that, and still to this day, I'll be somewhere and I'll see a snow machine. I'm like, ooh, baby. They're fun to fart around on, but like at the same time, like, man. What was really funny was I was on both of those rides. I was out there on that Arctic Cat, modern machine, and I could not keep up with those guys on those little 100 vintage machines because they just knew what to do, and they're just jumping off stuff and going like straight up hills and then turning it around on the side of the hill and then coming straight back down. I'm like, I would be in a puddle if I tried to do that,
No doubt.
It's fun climbing mountains in them.
It is.
Like just cruising way up into the mountains on them.
Yeah.
So much fun.
I tried to get on one, and I grew up on motorcycles, and I just couldn't. I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't.
Yeah, it's totally different.
The way you turn it, and it's how you have to lean into it, but turn certain. It's the physics are weird to me.
Well, like if you're turning, you got to like hang off one side.
Yeah, put your body in,
and you don't turn it. You tilt it, and turn it like it's.
Yeah,
it's totally like if you go onto it trying to ride it like I said, a jet ski or a motorcycle. It's totally different physics to it, and.
Obviously, you're not a golfer.
No, I am not. No, I am not, baby.
Yeah,
they used to take us up above tree line into bowl area and everything, and just have fun.
Yeah,
here you go.
Yeah,
and hitting 90, 100 miles an hour on those things.
Yep.
And you're just like, what? Well, you brace yourself differently when you know you're going to go that face. Instead of putting your feet up front, you brace yourself back.
Right.
So you're standing.
And I didn't know
and
any
as you're
of that
going,
stuff.
You're kind of. It's kind of like you're almost on your belly almost as you get going, and then because your feet are kind of behind you, tucked in.
Good Lord, dude!
It is fun.
I
so
went up
much fun.
and played Music Fest in Steamboat Springs, Colorado, one year, and it was of the years I've gone, it was the worst weather. In fact, I think they closed the road like 2 cars behind me.
That was that the one where we ended up at Adams, played the after party in the basement?
No, it was a different year, but that year was pretty nasty.
That was pretty bad because they had the buses get stuck because the avalanche came.
Well, there was an avalanche that year too. I just remember the weather was so atrocious, and I was going up Rabbit Ears Pass, and I'm just like white knuckled, just trying to keep it on the road. You can't tell where the road is, you know, and you're just trying to stay out of the tall snow. And so I'm just driving up, and we're going through Rabbit Ears Pass, and I see kind of like some motion out the side of my window, and I look over, and there's dudes out there on snow machines just going everywhere. I'm like, gah, you guys are nuts.
Yeah.
I love it.
Crazy.
Canada was a great experience, man.
It was an amazing experience, dude. Like, that was what a good run. I mean, you've done quite a bit back here since then. I mean, you've taken it to other levels. What do you got cooking at the moment?
I'm playing a lot. I'll be honest with you, the last couple of years I've been saying no a lot more. I feel like that's a privilege maybe I've earned, and I've just been really only doing things that I want to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm playing this week I'm in Carlsbad, New Mexico, playing. They call it Cavern Fest, which is just kind of just their little town festival. Later this month, I'm playing Lone Star in Richmond, Lone Star Saloon. Yep. Playing the Rhinestone in the Stockyards later this month.
Have you done that? Have you done that yet? The Rhinestone? Like besides the Patrick deal, the country versus metal.
Yeah, like I did that, but I haven't played Rhinestone. I played there years ago when it was Whiskey Girl.
Yeah.
So
but you haven't played there on like a Saturday night or Friday night?
No, I've heard it's a little bit different now.
Holy crap.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to still go and do our soul rock country blues thing, and we do it, we do what we do, but
Deadwood, we were like, what the hell are we doing here?
Yeah. I heard it's a little different crowd. I don't really care who's out there. I'm gonna play my ass off either
but
way.
They like it.
Yeah.
They're fun. They have fun with it. Like it's fun.
Yeah.
It's just that it's just amazing how many people go through that door in the time of you getting there, doing sound. You'll get there and do sound check. It'll be dead. It'll be like 3 people, and then they start charging door at 7, and then between 7 and 11 o'clock, they'll run somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000 at the door.
I don't doubt it.
And they're coming in one way and coming in the other, and then they're getting their wristbands, and they go down other bars, and then they come back, and then they may get in, they may not.
I'll tell you this: the thing I'm looking the most forward to is that taco truck in the back.
Oh my God, yeah,
that's the best.
You better do that after the gig.
That's the best carne asada tacos I've ever had.
Yeah, but do it after the gig.
No, it's okay.
Slide through you pretty quick.
I've been on road food for 15 years now, so I'm pretty good. You know,
can't anymore.
A lot of Allsup's burritos.
Bro.
Oh man, I had a run in with that this past weekend. We went to Colorado and played up in Walsenburg, and I've been on the fruits and I can't eat fried foods anymore, and like we stopped at an Allsup's, and then Michael Fitch, guy running our merch, he went in and got it. No, Tristan did. Sorry, Tristan went in and got a burrito. And I was like, what'd you get? And he goes, chimichanga. I was like, right on. Did you get taco sauce? He's like, no. I'm like, well, you're fucking up. You got to have the taco sauce. And then he takes a bite. He goes, man, this tastes like shit. I was like, because you didn't get the taco sauce.
Got to get the taco sauce.
It's too, you got to put it together. And he's like, well, I didn't know that. I was like, man. I just smelled it. And I was like, sweet freedom.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's good.
Man, in Sunray, Allsup's was the only, chain we had in the whole town. There was no other I think there was an IGA grocery store there at the time when I went to high school there, but Allsup's was the only thing, and we had we'd go there for lunch in high school, either that or this little bitty Mexican food place on Main Street called La Casita. But man, I first moved in there, and one of my friends was like, you get the beef and bean, okay? Mustard.
Really?
Beef and bean and mustard, bro.
Damn it, don't tell me this. Don't
That's
lay
the
this
move.
evil on me.
That's the move, baby. And my drummer that I've had for several years, he's from Buffalo, New York. And he always, it's funny, when he first started traveling with me, we'd stop at Allsup's just so that I could get a gut bomb, And he's like, he's like, you're crazy. You'd eat something from a gas station,
Yes,
whatever.
from Allsup's.
Especially when you're
Allsup's.
when you're West Texas, there's a lot of those small towns. The closer you get to New Mexico, the more Allsup's there are,
There's like 3 or 4 in Hobbs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now there's one right down the street from here.
Like in Dumas, Texas has
Right on the
2.
road.
That's how you know they're doing really well. But the last couple of years, finally one night we were on the way home. We played somewhere out in the Panhandle. And I pretty much always deadhead home. I don't sleep very much as it is, so it's fine for me to just go on home. I could drive all night, and we stopped at one of those Allsup's, and he finally was like, I'm hungry. The food at the venue sucked. He's like, are you sure these are okay? I'm like, dude, I got 3 in my bag right now.
Right.
Yeah. Like they're good, and like it's a whole different mindset, And he's like, okay, so he got one, and he eats that thing. And the next little town we come to, there's another Allsup's. He's like,
Pull over.
Hey, you think we can?
I
think I grab another one? And now it's like, bro, he's. It's funny now because, we get in the van and we have different people traveling with us, filling in from here and there, and he's like, Allsup's, baby. We're gonna stop at Allsup's. I'm like, you bet we are, And these other people, like, what?
Yeah.
Allsup's, that nasty little. Hey, you watch your mouth when you're talking about Allsup's.
Calm down right now.
That's
sir.
right.
That's right. You can have your damn northern hot dogs. We got Allsup's.
We got Allsup's.
That's
baby.
right. Yeah.
That's a whole different.
Although I would take the good old fashioned hot dog stand any day of the week too. Just depends on if they boil them or grill them.
Boy, like
not over Allsup's.
You can taste the love in Allsup's.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
You got that.
You can taste the I don't want to be here in Allsup's too.
You got that. You got that 60-year-old divorcee who's in there at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
that's her third job.
Hi boys, welcome in.
You walk. Music to my ears. You walk in and they're like, y'all want anything from the grill? I'm about to drop some more. Like, yes, ma'am. I'll take 2 beef and bean, please.
Extra fried.
Like, if I could listen, I don't have any sponsorships. All the stuff I play is like handmade or made by companies that don't do any like sponsorships. But if I could get one sponsorship,
Allsup's.
It's Allsup's.
100%.
Like, if I could ride for any brand,
yeah,
Allsup's, baby.
Allsup's.
Call me, baby.
Yeah.
Hit
them up.
Hit me up, baby.
Where you at, Allsup's? Let's do this. Let's do this.
I love you, Allsup's.
As I'm over here drinking Mio.
Your healthy fruit drinks.
I know.
You want to do some busting?
Yeah, let's do some busting.
Well, unfortunately, the jingles are all gone.
They're gone?
Yep.
What do you mean they're gone?
We have one busting one. It's one we've already played before, but they're all
busting.
There's a bunch of Craigs.
We got a segment.
Oh.
We can play this one, but yeah, they're all, our folder is empty.
It's time to shut up and listen. It's time for busting with Dustin and Justin.
It's so full house.
It is
what
very
just happened?
All right, lay it on me.
All
what
right.
do you got?
I got 2 things.
All
First off, this one just happened today, and I just found out from my son. You play Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever play Destiny?
Yes.
Destiny 2 today released its final update. It's the end of an era.
Wow.
And he was over there playing it, and it was blown up. Like, they've threw in so much stuff. All the designers were like, or developers were like, well, that's all the stuff we had planned. Here you go.
Bam, all at once.
All at once.
Wow.
But Bungie's one of their big franchises is coming to an end, and they don't know if they're going to do Destiny 3 or not. But it's out there.
TJ hit me up about one of the new games, and I can't remember what it was. He said it's so realistic you don't even know when you pop the guy. You have no idea that, like, it doesn't. It's like he's like, this is blowing COD out of the water because it's so realistic. He goes,
Is it Hell Let Loose?
It might be. I could look it up and find out what his last text message was. So, Destiny 2 final update, huh?
The final update, and they did a what do you call it? A season pass for it that is now infinite. It's 100+ levels. You unlock all sorts of stuff, but yeah.
It is Hell Let Loose.
Hell Let Loose?
Yeah, that's it. Have you played it?
Yep.
Pretty good?
I love that game.
All right.
Because, like, in a lot of these, that's the only multiplayer game that I'd even touch.
Wow, all right.
Because all these other, like, to me, it's unrealistic when you're running around with an M60 and you drop 2 full box mags into a guy.
Yeah, and then they don't drop.
He's still jumping 12 foot in the air. And it's like, this is stupid,
I'm over Call of Duty.
I don't touch any of those games.
I'll play Battlefield because it's way more realistic.
Yeah.
And I like when things crumble and you can at least drive tanks around and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a little more, it's better having the different class system and everything, and everybody's got to kind of work together. Yeah, I like that way better than just spawn and die, spawn and die, spawn and die.
Yeah, my gaming has changed a lot in the last several years. My kids are older and stuff. I've always, you can ask, Justin knows about this. I've always had incredibly horrible insomnia. And so there's sometimes I go 2 days without sleeping just because my brain and my body will not shut down.
Yeah.
And really my only alternative is to get on some pretty heavy sleep narcotics, which I don't want to mess with that shit. I'd rather just be tired. But one thing I do to kill time, I have like 5 different like headphone amps that I can like, you know what I mean? Like positive. You ever heard of Positive Grid?
Yes.
So I've got 2 or 3 of their little amps, and I had a Boss Katana for a while, and so I can plug in and play as loud as I want in cans and stuff. But then I also I do play some video games in the middle of the night when I'm got kind of burned out or take a rest, and I've gotten into these really weird simulator games, like
the power washing ones and the.
I have played that one.
Yeah.
The one that I probably have the most hours on is called Car Mechanic Simulator.
Where you're working on cars?
And it's literally you start a car shop from nothing. You have a little 1-bay car shop. But what's really cool is they have licensed content.
Ah.
And so they have like Aston Martin, Porsche, Nissan, Mazda, Dodge.
And you're just learning how to put them together.
You literally, there's a mode where like you've got a telephone and you go and answer the telephone and someone's like, there's a story mode.
Yeah.
You answer the telephone. It's like, hey, I took my dad's car out and I ran over something and I don't know what's wrong. It's driving weird. So you bring it in, you put it on the lift and take this car apart. But it's actual 3D models from the manufacturer of these cars.
Jesus.
And so everything's...
So if I ever have a problem in my future 718, I'll just bring it over to you. And
Absolutely not.
Nick can work on it? No, okay.
No, I still love to work on cars. That's the other thing I do is I've got a 1960 Corvair that I kind of tinker with in real life. That's why the Car Mechanic Simulator is such a good fit.
All right.
Yeah.
So we have another institution we're going to say goodbye to.
Oh, no.
I don't know if you've seen this. It was on my Facebook feed, but I also had a whole bunch of friends that worked there over the years, spent a lot of time at this place, a place I never thought would shut down because of the built-in clientele. I figured they'd keep that place open forever. But after 41 years, Texas Billiards is done.
Really? Right down here off Route Snow?
Right down here.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I have a lot of memories there.
Loads.
I feel like you took me there
Played
one
shows
time
there.
when I was in town with you.
The creation of Jerry Jonestown Massacre was inside
No way.
Billiards when me and Matt started talking about it and getting it going and kind of doodling on a piece of paper and stuff about what we wanted to do.
Many a drunk nights, many a nights that flowed over from Lonigan's.
Yeah.
Like we would be playing high stakes down there, and then the guy was like, well, let's just,
Get a nightcap over here.
Well, I forget the owner's name of Billiards. It's been so long.
Well, Aaron owns it now.
Oh, no, it would have been the previous owner.
He was the police chief of Watauga.
So he was kind of in on it with this guy, Scotty. Scotty's long since been dead. I can talk about this, but we used to play pool down at Lonigan's, and we would get start out like $1 a ball, and it was $5 a ball and $20, and then it got down to like $100 a ball. Like we played 9 ball. Sometimes you could win 1,000 right off the break, and it got down to like 1,000 for the table. You know what I mean, kind of deal. And we would get up there, and he had the pocketbook, and he would split it with me. It was like an 80-20 split, but it worked. And I was a kid, and so I cut my teeth on doing that, playing there. And then the bar would shut down, and then at Lonigan's, and Scotty had a key to Billiards. And we'd go down to Billiards, and we'd open up the back door, that strip mall, and whatever it is, that little where it's always been.
Uh-huh.
We'd come in through the back door, and they'd pull the shades down. The bartenders are still there, cleaning up, and we'd come in and use the pool table at the back of the room and play all night. I mean, sometimes it'd go until 9, 10 o'clock in the morning because this guy just did not want to lose. And I think the highest game I ever saw come out of Scotty was like $190,000.
Damn.
And the guy had it. And it was like some big wig from Colleyville. And he just kept going and going. And how we just kept going. It was like Texas Hold'em. You're just falling asleep at the table. Just like, oh, God, just stop.
Right.
Because after every game,
I wanna
you
go
want to
home.
go again? You want to go again? Yeah, I want to. And it was double or nothing. It was triple or nothing. It was quadruple or nothing. It was just like, dude, okay, we're going to squash. You want to reset? start and try and win your money back. We'll start from $1, and then, but it would just build. Then he had a game where it was building it for every ball that dropped. It got into 8 ball, and it was for every ball that dropped. So it started at $1 for your first ball, 5 for your next, 10 for your next, 15 for your next, 20 for your next, 25, and it just kept going. And that's how the table would build. And then that would set the bar. Then it was, okay, we're at 25 a ball. Now it's 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and it just kept going that way. And it was what you could get in a run, not what you could get on a single.
Yeah.
Like if you got one in and missed the next, you'd make $1.
Yeah.
But if you could do a run, you'd make
keep
it that
going.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God,
I know.
Dude, that's
I
crazy.
know all sorts of guys, retired guys, friends, their dads go up there during the day and shoot pool, hang out. I mean, they had, like I said, it was a place I never thought would go under.
Never.
Just because of the built-in clientele that's there all day long. And like on, so we have deep ties to the bar because knowing the owner very well, and the old manager was Stubbs' ex-girlfriend. She used to be the old bar manager. I sent him. I saw something on Monday morning. I sent him a message. I was like, "What the hell's going on?" He's like, "I don't know. Everybody that used to work there, including his ex-girlfriend, no longer works there anymore."
Right.
And so I was like, "Man, this is just wild." So I kind of kept an eye on it, and then they finally posted, after 41 years, we're calling it quits. We're done. Wow. And I was like, "Man,
now,
I never thought that day would come."
Do you know a reason that it's happening?
There's rumors. We can talk about that off the air.
Okay. Well, one we can talk about is we had talked with some people here recently, and it all came from that new venue down the street, that My Stomping Grounds.
Yeah.
Supposedly, Roof Snow is getting ready to take on an overhauling, like all the way down to what is that, New Bercy?
Yeah.
All the way down to 26, which cuts right through my neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's a whole overhaul that's about to happen, and I'm wondering if that maybe he's just getting out while the getting's still good.
That's no way.
Oh, okay.
But the other thing is that's been talked about for about at least the last 10 years.
Yeah, and I think it's coming to fruition in 27.
Well, they've got a lot of work to do just because of my normal job. I know the municipality of all that and all the utilities and everything, and no one's coming to agreements on any of that.
I know that it was Roof Snow and 377, and 377 kind of did it right there next to 820, because they put in that huge warehouse, and then you see all the other businesses, the go-kart track and all that stuff is all knocking out. The only one that'll stay will be Skate, Holiday Lanes.
So I don't know. Like they said in their farewell post, go visit the rest of our friends here on Roof Snow. One of them being Sparks, which was another place we hung out all the time. I had to stop hanging out there at TXB just because of. It was one of the only places where you could still smoke inside the building. Yeah. And I can't take that. I can't stand that, being a non-smoker. But a lot of our friends, would still go up there and hang out. And, it's just
crazy.
It's kind of weird. Yeah, they're shutting down.
Did you see the taking down of the Sheridan in Arlington this past week?
Yeah, I nearly went over there yesterday, that morning, because
go watch it.
Lived like 10 minutes from there.
Yeah.
Nearly went over there to check it out, and then I was like, eh. But one of the big things that kicks off this week is World Cup.
Yeah.
And it's taken over our area like crazy.
Yes.
And there are so many events, so many shows.
Yes.
There's still some shows available. There's still some places for our friends to go book shows and stuff. Yep. But, man, there's so much stuff going on. And I was kind of surprised that they demoed that. Right now,
time, right? Because they could have made a mint off of it one more time, and then.
Well, has it been? I don't think it's been used in years, though.
That's what I was going to say. I always think about the Sheridan out off 114.
Yeah,
closer to Las Colinas.
Yeah,
the big brown one, right? And then then I was like, oh, this is Arlington, and I was like, where in Arlington was this?
The one that's on the old Seven Seas, right there beside the old ballpark.
That's right. Yep. Man.
Yep. So took it down. That was the one that all the players any team that was playing the Rangers would stay there.
Yeah.
And for years, I think they've carted them off to better hotels since probably the
It's
mid 2000s. But
isn't it weird that we were just talking about? I was talking about that Sheridan on the last show because we were talking about back rooms.
And that's one of
and
them.
that's where you get down in the basement. That's where Dad hit the wrong button, and we went downstairs. And I was like, where are we going? We started darting off through hallways trying. He's like, oh, it's around here. The exit's around here somewhere. And I was like, it's not. We're in the basement.
Do you ever remember Seven Seas, the water park that was right there?
Well, I remember Wet and Wild.
Wet and Wild.
That was on the other side, which is where Hurricane Harbor
It was
is.
just Hurricane Harbor.
Yeah.
Seven Seas was there before. Man, it was. I barely remember it from pictures. I don't think I ever went. I don't think my parents ever took me over there. But that's what, like, the hotel kind of encompassed that, and part of their pool area and all that was some of the old Seven Seas stuff. But it was like the first water park in the Metroplex was Seven Seas.
I think it's something else.
But yeah, one of the coolest things I think that's happening for the World Cup is every single match will be broadcast live in Sundance Square.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
So you can go down there, figure out the times, but it starts Wednesday, Thursday? They start, I think it's Thursday. They start showing the matches and everything. And I imagine the Mexico games and the U.S. games,
Yep.
and probably the Argentina games are going to be insane.
Guarantee that
down there.
TXL is going to be popping off. Probably that new
it should
stomping
be.
grounds, that big ass gigantic half a Megatron they got down there.
Well, one of the cool things is Sweden's here. They're playing here, but the Dutch team brought over their bus. And this is a famous bus.
Yellow double-decker bus.
The orange one.
Orange, yeah.
And they're telling everybody to meet up at the old ballpark in one of the parking lots. Wear your orange and come walk to the stadium as the Dutch fans do over there. And they do this wild dance and everything, and you walk with the bus, and it's crazy singing party. And so that'll be rad.
Yeah.
I can't remember what day that's supposed to be on for that game. But there's just a lot of really, really cool things happening.
Yeah, we live like maybe 15 minutes from the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Frisco.
Yeah.
We live about 15 minutes from that, and that's one of the things they're saying is like in the next week or so, you're not going to want to really be in Frisco.
I went down Sunday. We went down to Mansfield to see Susie's son at his shop, but right around the corner is the new stadium they built down there, the new soccer stadium.
Yeah.
And the Czech team was down there practicing. That's kind of rad.
It's kind of cool.
doubt.
All these teams are here
kinda cool that
practicing
they're
and
here,
hanging
yeah.
out. And
Yep.
Yeah.
no telling what you're going to see. The soccer bimbos will be out. Yep. But it's going to be crazy. And
Wearing their hose and
if you haven't been by the stadium lately, that place looks like a prison.
It looks like they really did it up for the whole thing, and it looks nuts.
They did it up, but the fences around it are hardcore. I don't know where they pulled these fences from, but
Really?
they are. It looks like it's a prison colony.
Oh my
Really?
God.
I mean, it's
Like, it's
probably
hardcore.
It'd probably be hard to keep that many people out if the people really wanted to make a rush on it, man. Because
Well, I know for a fact that this is one of the easiest stadiums to get into.
oh, really?
Yeah, for events. The FIFA's like, no, we're bringing all that down. There's like 26 entrances normally, and they've cut it in half.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
they want to be on top of everything. So I'm going to take a bunch of us guys that are all football, soccer fans. We're going to go over to the Fan Fest in Fair Park one day. We all took the day off. We're going to go there and check it out and see what it's all about.
that's gnarly.
But they've been showing the news has been showing stuff, so I'll report back because it's one of the first matches we're going over there for, and I'll report back. But it looks pretty cool.
Take you
Yeah.
a little DJI and some mics and get some
I'll do that.
interviews. Yeah,
They
man.
said $25 cheeseburgers though. And
What?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
oh yeah,
baby.
no, the It's not cheap going over there.
No.
They let
cheeseburger, it's
they let you in
cheeseburger.
there for free, but then you got to pay out the wazoo for
Got those
everything.
Euro prices.
Yeah. And then y'all were talking about the stockyards earlier.
Yep.
Did you see the pylons they put in?
No, I've been out of town. But no.
I haven't seen them either, and I drive through there all the time for work.
What
But,
pylons?
They cut exchange off.
At Exchange, they've got now the pneumatic
Dude.
pylons to
What?
stop cruising. They want to cut down the cruising of people going in.
So a few weeks ago we were playing Hell's Half Acre, Corey and I was like, when we were leaving, it was such a we had that 16-foot trailer. We're trying to get out, and luckily where Hell's Half Acre is, we were able to pull down through the parking lot and take a left and go down the back road and get down the 28th. Corey brought it up, and Corey's such a young buck. He's like 34, you know, and
Young buck.
young buck, but he's younger than us. I was like, man, it's getting back to what it was in the 90s when it was like they would block the roads off. It's like it's only a matter of time before they start doing that. So this makes total sense.
And they just did it too.
They had to
I
have done that
saw-
like overnight.
I'm thinking so, but they're right there. If you go east of Maine on Exchange into the stockyards, the main part of the stockyards, that's where they put them up at. Because they want to cut down the cruising. The cruising down there got ridiculous.
Oh, totally.
So are they just going to have? They're just going to like
force you to park at the rodeo grounds.
probably, and then people just going to be walking everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what it is now. People
Are
are
you-
parking.
I'll be honest.
Come
with
in
you,
the back way,
I don't
park.
completely hate that
Oh, I don't
because
even.
it's going to bring a lot more foot traffic to that area down there.
Yeah.
But I could also see it being an absolute. I'm only thinking about it because I have to go play down there in a couple weeks. It's like going to be a nightmare.
What I would be concerned about is the load-ins for the bands, and then how you get out. So you might want to like see where that's at,
Right.
So you don't get stuck with van trying to get through a mosh load of people.
Sure.
Some more busting here, and it's more of a promotion, and it's something that we should be proud of because our name's on it, and I know I'm damn proud of it. The event for Dwayne Tyree is happening this Sunday, June 14th, and I got to give a shout out to the sponsors. One of those being our own Bruce Alvord here with the Drum Emporium. That drum kit right over there, pork pie kit, is going to be auctioned off. I picked it up today. He's supplied new heads for it, the whole nine, snare drum, the whole bit. Well, I'm going to take pictures of it and have it put up on the deal. And then we got Murphy's Music. Donated a really nice guitar that everyone's going to be signing. So we were trying to do something different. You know, you always get the guitar, and everyone always signs a guitar. How many people get to sign a snare drum and then auction off an entire kit?
That's cool.
You know, so it's
Yeah.
really cool for him to do that. Pure Body Benefits, Green Bean Cables, Autry Audio, Guitar Dave Productions, Sparky's Fireworks. Holy crap. Deborah went and picked it up, had to come back with a truck, had to bring a trailer. The start
For fireworks?
it's like a pallet.
That's what I'm talking about, boy.
We're talking big cannons, and it's an auction item that's out there, ready to go.
Jeez.
And then Budweiser jumped in, and they supplied like this really nice, badass cooler, and it's going to be filled with beverages, and
As they should.
as they should, absolutely.
I mean, they
are.
have so much
Yeah.
of that just sitting around.
There's so many people that have gotten involved that have jumped in on this thing, and then all the bands that are playing on it: Manny Trevino, Skylar Payne, T-Bone Stearns, Riker Hall, Calamity Janes, Missy St. Thomas. She's doing a trio: Logan Gray, Randy Brown, Joey Green, Johnny Cooper, Metal Shop, Chet Stevens Band, Honcho, and then Deadwood Revival.
Do you have a schedule
It sure do.
of what's going on?
And I will definitely put it up here on the screen so everybody knows. It kicks off at 11 a.m., and we're going to go till about 9:30, 10. And we really set this thing up huge. It's 2 stages. It's running hour to the hour. We're so used to these song swaps like dragging over 25 minutes because they share the same stage. It's one hour. They stop. They're already going. Bam, 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 bam,
Yeah.
back and forth.
That always runs smoother.
Yeah. We got all the people that have jumped in on this thing, man. The resort, there's so many, and it's all to help this guy out. So all the proceeds are going to help our boy Dwayne. He's battling stage 4 colon cancer and liver cancer, and he owns this place. That we wouldn't be in this room if it hadn't been for him. So all the people that are watching the show, you've seen the flyers out, you've seen the posters out. There'll be a QR right here, so make sure you can just QR the screen. If you can't make it out, every dollar helps. It goes straight to Dwayne, and it's helping him out. So that's a huge thing, man. It's happening this Sunday at Blue Bayou, 12670 Morris Dido Road, Fort Worth, Texas. The old Blue Bayou, and that patio holds like 290, and the inside holds like a wet 75. It's going to be 1,000 people there.
So it's
crazy.
If you've never been out there, it's a good Sunday drive.
It is
to go out that way, to drive up the roads, to go out there. I highly recommend cruising out there, hanging out for a little bit, doing what you can. Then
plenty of food.
Hanging out. It'll be cool. It's fun out there.
Yep, it totally is, man. It's a good spot. Then they're doing another one up here. They're doing Save Dwayne 2.0. It's going to be on July 11th, and it's going to be here at Platinum, which is.
Do we have details on it yet?
Yeah, they put out the poster, but then we told them, hey, pull that back because we're trying to promote the first one, and people were getting confused. So was this one canceled and this one's going? No, this one's still going. And then on the 15th, that poster will drop, and we'll be pushing the hell out of it because I'm going to come over here and help with that as well, and just come be a helping hand. And they've got quite the list on that too, man. The bands that are playing on it.
Well, I know I had a few people that wanted to play it. I hope they get on or have gotten on.
It's racked and stacked, and I mean all the restaurants and everybody in bars around here that have chipped in for door prizes and this and that. It's a huge deal. So shout out to those guys for putting it all together. But this weekend's going to be nuts, just with everything going on that's going on in town. I mean, oh my God. Like, if you're a musician and you're not playing a show this weekend in town, I'm sorry.
It's going to be crazy.
That's why I'm going to New Mexico.
If you live in, you're like, I'm getting the hell out of here. Yeah, no doubt.
Does Craig have anything to vent about?
He's always got something.
There's a guy on the show that no one really know. He goes straight to red and wishes we all were dead. It's Craig. Grab the mic, it's Craig. Yo, killed on sight, it's Craig.
Well, Craig, what do you got for us today?
Kind of based on what y'all said about Roof Snow, I just wish that Texas would pick a place to do construction and finish it before they do construction everywhere else you have to drive.
That's very un-Texan of you.
Yeah. Don't you know that 35 has been going for 35 years plus?
It'd probably help if people quit moving here also.
The state tree of Texas is a road work ahead sign.
I like that one.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, they're projecting $9 million in the Metroplex in the next year.
Don't come down 820. Stay away from 820.
Man, I played in this place called St. Genevieve, Missouri, a couple weeks ago, and it's really cool. It's one of the oldest colonies. It started in 1750, like it's older than the States, right? It's right on the banks of the Mississippi. It was a French colony, pre-Revolutionary War colony, and I went up there and I was talking to some folks, and they were talking about how crowded it was for this certain event, and I was being, kind of a cynical son of a gun, like I am sometimes, and I was like, it couldn't have been that crowded. There's only 6 million people in Missouri. And I was explaining to them that there's over 8 million people just in DFW. There's more people in DFW than the entire state of Missouri. There's too many people here. We talked about this when I got here, talked about the traffic. There's too many people.
Yeah.
But then there's some weird stat that if you take the entire population of Texas and gave them each a piece of land, we'd all get 10 acres or something like that.
That makes
20
sense.
acres, something like that.
Yeah.
Man, have you ever been out to like some of those, the Panhandle, West Texas out there? There's a whole lot with nothing on it.
It's so funny to hear like bands be like, well, you're only playing like one show a week. You're not touring. I'm like, bro, I played San Marcos.
Yeah.
I played El Paso.
Yeah.
Have you driven to El Paso for a show lately? Oh, I've never been there. It's 10 hours from Fort Worth.
Yeah.
By the way, from El Paso to the Santa Monica Pier is 10 hours.
It's like every once in a while, you'll see there's some of these like social media personalities or whatever that are from Europe and they've ended up in Texas and they talk about how far the drives are and stuff like that. And there was some person I think from the UK talking about, they went, they did a day trip to see some family. They drove for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I was like, I drive the equivalent, like from where I live, Frisco to Galveston. That's like Prague to Rome. I drive from Prague to Rome, play a show, and then drive back home in the same, like,
totally
no rest, no stop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
People don't realize, and even also like up in the Northeast, I've done some touring up there. People in like New York, New Jersey, that area. It's like, man, 3 hours. It's
a long way,
bro. Houston is 3 hours from Houston.
Yeah,
you could start at one side of Houston.
Yeah.
And spend the whole day on the road there.
Yeah. It is crazy.
Yeah.
You hear we were like Colorado this weekend. We were talking to some of the local musicians that came to the show, and they're like, "Man, I can't believe you drove all the way up here." I'm like, "Well, I mean, have you been to Texas?" "No, I've never been to Texas." "Well, when you go down through Raton, New Mexico, then you enter into Texas. Like, see how long it takes you to get from then to Fort Worth."
Yeah.
Or Lubbock, for that matter. Like, it's not. I mean, it's a state.
Well, like when I was living in Amarillo, we used to play in Red River all the time. I played in Red River more than I played in Fort Worth when I first started, because Red River is an hour closer
to
Amarillo than Fort Worth.
That's what I was wondering, is what the circuit is up there in Amarillo, like where you would go. So you go out to Red River.
Oh, yeah.
Would you go up to, and you went down to Lubbock. How far south would you go? Besides, not this way, but like due south.
We'd get to, like, when I first started, we'd get down to Midland quite a bit. We played Midland probably 4 times a year.
And that's a good haul across nothing.
That's about 4.
Flatland.
There's a big 4 and 6 lane highway between Lubbock and Midland now.
Yeah.
When I first started playing there, it was just like a long stretch. It was just a small 2 lane highway, but you can get back and forth to Amarillo and Midland like 4 hours now.
No, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Better.
And then we get over to like, of course we played in Snyder a little bit. There's a really awesome listening room in Eden, Texas. But then we get over to like Sweetwater. Sometimes played a lot in Oklahoma City actually.
And that's a straight shot.
Yeah, it's right now
Straight
40.
out, yeah.
So it's 40 all the way. That's easy, baby. Put it on cruise control and take a nap.
You go out to Albuquerque.
Did go to
you know how far it
Albuquerque a
was?
little bit. Part of the thing was with Red River. I grew up going to Red River when I lived in the Panhandle of Oklahoma as a kid. Red River was where we went to the mountains.
That's where I learned to ski.
Yeah, that's where I learned to ski too.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been going there my entire life, and made some really good friends out there, and so we played out there quite a bit. The Motherlode,
And you got Angel Fire right there. You got Taos. All got
the Enchanted
cool
Circle,
places
everything
right there.
out there.
Everything out there. Right
yeah,
there.
it's beautiful. That's
Knock
one of
off
my
a bunch
favorite
of
places in
shows.
the world. Yeah.
Yep. I got something I wanted to play for both y'all.
All right.
And Craig, you can bring up the monitor here. I think I've got the volume up far enough.
Oh, boy.
And I want to see what y'all think about this.
Okay.
It may be a little lengthy, but here we go.
That whenever you go out to see a live rock show past a certain size, 9 times out of 10 it fucking sucks ass. Now, how did this genre become so lame? How did live rock music die? Nobody killed it. Nobody sat in a room and decided to destroy it. It was just optimized to death. All the problems got solved. The singers got their in-ear monitors. The bands got their click tracks. The guitar players got their digital rigs that switch patches automatically. The lighting became synchronized. The vocals got more and more in tune. The performances became more consistent, and the shows became so fucking boring. It's like showing up to watch somebody bag groceries and then clapping every time they fill up a paper bag. Every year another layer got added. Automated patch changes, backing tracks, vocal correction, choreographed stage movements. Each individual thing made sense. Each individual thing solved a problem, and that's how we got here. Nobody woke up one morning and decided to turn musicians into robots. We just kept solving problems until there was barely a human being left in the equation. Now, it's true that these new cyborg musicians are more accurate. The show itself is much more reliable, but the magic is also completely completely fucking gone. Rock music used to be dangerous, not just dangerous in that sex, drugs, and rock and roll sense. Dangerous because nobody knew exactly what was going to happen. The band didn't know, the audience didn't know, and when nobody knows what's going to happen, you leave the door open for something transcendent to happen. Sometimes it was a train wreck, but it was always alive. These days, every night is exactly the same. Every guitar sound is automated, every vocal harmony is predetermined, every movement on stage is choreographed, every lighting cue comes at the exact same millisecond. Every risk has been identified and eliminated. The musicians aren't performing anymore, they're just executing. Everybody is dressed tough and trying to look dangerous, but it feels like a soccer mom is running the whole operation and making sure that nobody gets hurt, and it's deeply pathetic. And the audience has gotten so used to it that they mistake precision for greatness. But an accurate performance isn't always a great performance. Most of the time, when you try to make something too accurate, you destroy the very thing people came to experience. It's in the name, rock. Meditate on the word itself, rock. It's supposed to rock you, shake you, move you, rattle you. You cannot shake other people if nothing inside you is moving violently. You can't create the sense of danger for other people while eliminating every possible source of danger for yourself. What we got was incredible consistency.
I think he's made his
of
point.
Boring shit while
He keeps going on and on and on. I forgot how long it was, but yeah,
That's interesting.
I mean, we come in here and we've talked about so many things over the 20 episodes so far of this show that have made our lives easier being musicians and stuff.
Sure.
I've never thought about it that way. That from an audience perspective, it's taking the fun out of it.
I know where he's going to go, because I have something I'm going to bring up that's kind of like this that you do, but in a good way, because you're helping people. But at the same time, like, yeah, I have to run production for a lot of these bands, and as they come through, and wherever that may be, wherever I get called in to go to, whatever it is. But yeah, they're running in with a left, right, front fill sub, and then they got a guy on an iPad running it, which is fine. But everything is choreographed at 100%. Some of these bands are rolling with no bass player, like they're rolling with just some. I've ran sound for bands that don't even have a drummer or a bass player. It's all tracked. There are light shows to it, you know. There's no heart in it. There's no you could tell they're acting for the crowd. And am I impressed? Not at all. Not at all. Because I come from a genuine where we all write.
Yeah.
We put feeling and heart into it. We're not playing to a click track. A lot of bands want to do that. That's great. If that's you, that's your thing.
We play to a click track because it just makes everything tighter.
Yeah,
but we're also still a metal band, rock metal band that will run all over the place,
right.
And nothing's choreographed. This isn't a boy band thing. But like one of the things I know, I think Craig does it, but he's in the same realm I am doing concert photography. Is like when I find out I'm approved to shoot a show or that an artist wants me to come out and shoot them, I will hop online real quick and see, especially if they've played a few shows of the tour.
Sure.
You know, a lot of stuff here lately, we're either shooting the first show or last show of the tour. But if it's, you know, midway through or the last show, I'll go in there and I'll watch some YouTube videos or some reels of whoever it is. One of the ones I was most disappointed about that just pissed me off the most was Megadeth.
Really?
This last, it was either the last tour or the tour before, they played Toyota Music Factory and got approved to shoot them and was like, all right, cool. I'm going to hop on here. I'm going to look at some videos. I looked at 3 different videos because we got approved to shoot the first 3 songs. I looked at 3 different videos. One was in like Knoxville, Tennessee or some shit, or Nashville. One was up in New England somewhere, and one was in Canada. All 3 songs, they moved around the stage the exact same way all 3 times. Choreographed.
Yep.
That's his Megadeth. You're a metal band.
Just like when they redid, you know, he remixed his album and put it out, and I was like, bro.
Now, another, like, I appreciate it. I've shot Iron Maiden a few times. And, like, the very first time I shot Iron Maiden was Ding Dong's wife came out, lead singer's wife. She was doing their PR at the time. That's before she passed.
Bruce?
Yeah. Bruce's wife came out, and she met with us, and she said, hey, here's what you're going to want to see. Here's where you're going to want to be. because it was more for the props. Because, I mean, they have a full-size Spitfire that flies out over the stage, over the crowd and everything. And she's like, this is going to happen at this point. You're going to want to be standing right here to get the great shot of the Spitfire coming out. And she said the same thing, like when Eddie comes out of his giant casket and he's running around and the flamethrower and all this shit. She's like, these are where you're going to want to be to get these shots. And I appreciated that. But finding out that one of the big four metal bands is freaking choreographing their moves every show was super disappointing.
Yep.
Super disappointing.
I mean, even Metallica's gone all digital. I mean, as far as like Kempers and et cetera, that's what they're. It's hard. It's hard to watch, but at the same time, and that's in the rock. Like he's talking about the rock scene. It's falling to a lot of genres. That it is happening to, and you're watching guys like we're watching guys over here, and we're going, "Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? Like this would be such a better show if you maybe extend that solo a little longer. Or maybe you want to talk to the crowd in the middle of it, but you can't because in your ear's going, here comes the drums, 2, 3, 4, and Tom's chord. Yeah, right.
That's why we have our drummer do it.
Right. It's one of those things where you're like, where'd the vamp go? Where'd the breakdowns go? Where'd the, every show that we play, we have signature parts that are going into each song, but we know it might, man, if I'm feeling it and I'm on a guitar solo, it might keep going.
Yep.
But we're all in understanding about that. So you're not getting the same show every time, and the feeling is there, and you're drawing people in, and you're giving it an edge, and you're giving it huge sound, and you're working the audience, and you're talking to them, and you're getting them involved with things going on. I think that's lost, but I say that I don't think it's lost. I think it's just not as popular anymore in the younger age.
Well, I think what a lot of these bands are doing is they're minimizing the uncontrollables. It's kind of a, when you leave a lot of room up for possibility, there's a possibility you're going to mess it up.
Yeah.
And so everything gets planned out and produced way ahead of time before you even get to the stage. Yep. And everything gets put in a nice, neat little package with a bow on it, as opposed to just going out there and my shows are like songwriter jam band. The guys who play with me, I tell them, learn the songs in sections.
Right.
Learn the verse, learn the chorus, learn the bridge, and the turnarounds. But just understand, I'm not going to do it like the record.
Right.
I'm not even going to do it the same way from night to night. We might hit that chorus again. We might hit that instrumental again. I might look at the bass player and say, play. And I'm going to step back, and me and the drummer just going to chill while you take off.
Right.
And that's going to be different night to night. Like I don't even use a set list.
We don't either.
Yeah.
I think doing like our level, local level, playing shows is, a completely different animal.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I've done that for years. I did that to open for Blackberry Smoke at Moody Theater in Austin. Because that's where we keep for me, that's how we keep it fun.
Yeah.
Is keep wide open. And a lot of it has to do, I'm going to be a turd here for a second, but a lot of it has to do with the level of musicianship.
No, that's 100% true.
When I was running around with, my drummer is one of the best drummers I've ever had in my life, Nathan Ziem. He's one of the best musicians I've ever played with. Just a monster drummer. There's a bass player I've had the last few times, Carlos Shalinsky, incredible monster bass player. For a long time when Uncle Lucius was on hiatus, I had Johnny Keys playing keys for me. And, when you've got a lineup like that, these guys are so good, they don't need to practice. And or not necessarily that they don't need to practice, but they don't need to drill into themselves this set show that they're just going to reproduce night from night. You have the freedom to go, hey, go off.
Yeah.
And I know that, last night, your keyboard solo was on a completely different section. Last night you played your keyboard solo over the verse. Tonight you're going to play it over the bridge. Tomorrow night you're probably going to play it over the chorus. Yep. And the thing is, you play with people who are able to do anything at the drop of a hat. And I just don't think, unfortunately from what I've seen, a lot of musicianship has been lost to overproduction.
Yeah.
Especially on stage, the digital rigs, the playing against the tracks. Because if you got a track going, if you've got an iPad with a track going, guess what, buddy? You don't get to repeat the chorus if you want to.
Yeah. Right.
Because the tracks are moving on without you. So you
Right.
have to play to that program. If not, you're going to mess up the entire thing. Like we still play, I still play a 2x12 Vibrolux and crank that sumbuck.
Yep.
It's loud as shit. But you know what? It's not like our show's not sloppy, but it's not cut to this tiny
cookie
cutter pre-programmed
Yeah, and I think
fan off.
like a lot of what he's bitching about is probably arena rock and
I'm sure that's
big building.
Well, I think he is, but at the same time, when I've been doing all my traveling and stuff, I still play some club shows, small to large club size shows where people walk in with, they've got quad cortex, they've got tracks, they've got an iPad, they've got in-ears, and they're playing in front of 300 people, and it's still the band is in a different box than the rest of the room, and I think that's really what he's getting at. And I don't think there's a limit on how small the room is, because I've seen people do it in small clubs, I've seen people do it in arenas.
It's crazy to watch churches as they're
yeah.
the church musicians, right? But a lot of it is cut to, we're going to do it this way. You think about it in a church, like they have rehearsal for it. They're maybe performing 3 or 4 songs. But that click in your ear is just, some places are just the click. You just stay on the time. It's going to be infinite until that drummer turns it off.
Right, they just start a metronome
because they're leading worship.
But a lot of those, I will say that a lot of those big churches, it's very much programmed. And what a lot of people don't realize is a lot of that pre-production where you completely eliminate all of the variables, that comes from modern church.
Right.
Like when I was still doing church music, avioms were a big deal, metronomes. There were bands there were church bands, church programs that started doing the click, 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 chorus, 2, 3, 4, click, 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 bridge, click. Like that comes from church.
Right.
That because that service is on a schedule. It's on a time.
That's true. Yeah. You can't get up there and fish it out.
Yeah, you go up there and you
just
play,
jam forever.
Like, listen, you guys played for 4 minutes too long, and now the pastor has to edit his sermon. That's just not okay. And so it was really the big modern churches. Like what's crazy is like the really big ones we have here in Texas and in the Metroplex. They were really the very forefront of that. No amps on stage, drums in a box, click, pre-programmed tracks.
Yep.
That really started with the church.
Fuck you, Joel Osteen.
I concur with that.
One thing I was going to bring up when you brought this up is that you do a deal that I think is awesome. What he does, you can actually, is it on YouTube?
Which deal do I do?
Well, where you're making the shorts and you're talking about you're helping people out. Like I'm just
just
an old guitar player.
The TikTok type of stuff.
Yes, it's cool. He does these videos where he's giving you advice about different guitars he uses versus what's out there, or different playing, different styles of play. It's really cool how you present that. So when that came up, I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah, what that really started as, my daughter just graduated high school, but last year there was a kid that she goes to high school with that was wanting to start playing the guitar.
Yeah.
And of course, my kids play music and stuff. My youngest two, they both play guitar, and so they were asking her, just some kind of questions. They had some stuff that they didn't quite understand, and the first one was that this kid, he really thought that he couldn't start playing guitar unless he dropped thousands on. He'd gone to Guitar Center, and probably seen some top shelf Les Paul or
Sure,
something,
yeah.
and thought, man, I don't have $3,500 to drop on this
Yeah.
crazy guitar. And so it was kind of tongue in cheek, because the first one that really kicked this off was that tone is not stored in the logo.
Right.
And so I just basically did a video saying, you don't need an expensive guitar. But the way that I did it was I went through my parade of top shelf expensive
Yeah.
guitars, and I kept switching. I had my Flame Top Les Paul, my SG Pro, my D41, my Nash, and I just kept switching out these guitars and saying, you don't need an expensive guitar. And so it was kind of funny and humorous, and that one really took off.
Yeah.
And then, it was interesting because, you basically, I didn't mean to, but I became kind of an educational and guidance source for a lot of these guitar players. And then, I started just making some stuff like, all right, you want to play guitar? This is how you play a G chord, kid.
Yeah.
Because, I think one thing that we need more of is kids playing music, kids playing guitar.
I agree.
And
I
so if
totally
I can
agree.
be just a small help to those kids, yeah.
We had a guest on here a few shows back. His name was Tyler M. Tristan Murphy. And it was really interesting to listen to him talk because he's never learned an instrument, right? And he doesn't play shows,
Okay.
but in his bedroom, in a room about that size in there in the studio room, he creates by using Splice, et cetera, and
Yeah.
it's all these like pre-recorded deals that give you the key
Laptop
for
producer type thing?
Well, I mean, he's gone the distance. Like he's built out like a
Okay.
full-on studio. I'm proud of him for what he's done. It's the applying yourself to like if you would just take piano lessons for 3 months, it'll
Yeah.
change your world.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because he hit me up the other day. When we were going up to Colorado, he went with us, and we were talking. He's like, I don't know. He was showing me a song he's working on. He's like, I don't know what to do here. I was like, the idea you have here is awesome, but this guitar lick never changes. It's just on a loop. So this is like trap music. And he's like, how is it like trap music? I go watch this. And I put some trap music on. And then Leighton, our sound guy, is like sitting in the back seat. He's like, oh, great. Well, they found the hi-hat, and they won't come off of it.
Right.
There, and he starts talking shit on it. I'm like, yeah, trap music is people that like it, and people that don't.
Very loop heavy.
But it's just loop heavy. Pop, 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 over and over. I said, that's what that guitar is doing. It's just over and over again. So even though the drums get heavier and the bass gets heavier and you distorted up the bass a little,
It's got to go somewhere.
it's got to go somewhere, right? And so it was interesting to listen to him talk because he's writing music without playing it, and he's writing it to what's essentially a riff and creating off of it. He's got some good stuff. He's done some really cool stuff, but it was still just like, man, what a different look at it than you and I are. We're sitting down with a guitar in our hand and, having that horrible, painful moment that you're going to write a song of lovemaking or loss or something that has. We were talking about that band Fox and V the other day, and we were talking about how the grungery, thing is coming on real big right now. And you're asking like what the lyrics are, and I looked up some of the lyrics on it, and they're hurtful. Like some of the shit they're saying is like it's got meaning. It's not just talking about red dirt trucks and solo roads and bullshit. It's there's meaning to these songs, and you can hear it in it. And it's like the only difference between that band and a grunge band from the '90s is the articulation in his voice having a bit more of a southern twang to it. Like if the lead singer from Three Doors Down sounded like how he talks, it'd be a completely different band.
So the songs aren't like, the downfall of the youth in a capitalistic commercial society?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. They're just talking about, love and loss and murder. And I mean, it is talking about all those things. I mean, hell, dude, it's some of the bands that are out there doing it. And I see Rhinestone, like I see some of the bands that play Rhinestone, and I'm like, and I hear them. They got that TikTok for Rhinestone where it shows like, a little bit of the band, then it's just Chaos Club
Yep.
afterwards.
Yeah.
But I'll listen to some of these bands, and I'm like, dude, that's borderline Rage Against the Machine lyrics,
Right.
in a country grunge way.
Yeah.
And like people aren't catching on to it. They're like, I just love this song. It just I was like, he was literally talking about killing his father. Like it was, geez, man. Like, what are you? You know, like the
Or
song,
he's literally making fun of you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He is.
Because you're a dumbass.
Right, you're
and
not
think
listening,
This song is
hearing
amazing, and it's your favorite song ever.
the song "Slide" by Goo Goo Dolls. Do you know what that song's about?
About sliding in that vag.
Do you know what it's
Why
about?
don't you slide?
It was one of their biggest hits today. We cover it in Deadwood, but do you know what the song's about?
I thought it was really about slitting the wrist, wasn't it?
Nope, it's about abortion.
Oh, is it?
The whole song is about, yeah. I mean, you know, preachers on, or daddy's on the phone, and preacher, you know, slams his hand against the wall. He's talking about, like, I slipped into your room and we had sex, you got pregnant, and now mama's on the phone with the preacher, and they're trying to come out of a way to, like, because it's about
I've
abortion.
never examined the lyrics of that
It
song. I think
is.
I've heard it
totally,
like twice.
people are like, I talk about that sometimes at shows. Has to be the right crowd. They're like, man, I see all you guys singing back to that song. It's a great song. And they're like, yeah, man, I love Goo Goo Dolls. I'm like, you know what that song's about? They're like, no. I'm like, you should go read the lyrics.
You need to have Craig hand out hangers during that song. And the crowd
damn,
wave them in the air. So this is the hanger song.
Well, we made it exactly, we're 15 minutes shy of 9.
Zach, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think about churches using
a great transition.
and manipulating popular music to fit their sermons? Like, it cracks me up seeing all these churches use like a prayer, not really
Whoa.
knowing
What that song is about.
what the song's about. And the same thing, like my dad, when he finally started going to church again and everything, he was telling me one day about a sermon they were having that was, he's a huge Rolling Stones fan. So they had a whole sermon with the band playing different Rolling Stones song, and they ended with Sympathy for the Devil.
Jeez.
And I was like, how did that work? How did your pastor transition into Sympathy for the Devil and make it all work and make it seem like, well, he said they changed all the lyrics up.
Sure. Of course I did.
Yeah, to make it work.
So I'm probably not the best person to talk about church because I've got a few of my own issues with church. I think for the most part, churches are doing anything they can to stay culturally relevant, and most of them have regressed into B and C tier entertainment groups, when the reality is that the church's job is, I've forgotten the verse reference now, but even Jesus said, love God and love people if you want to be like me. And true religion is taking care of orphans and widows. And most churches, they've regressed into a country club for the people who like to dress up and look nice on Sundays. And they hang out with people who look just like them, who've made most of the same life choices as them, when they're supposed to be out feeding orphans and widows and visiting people in the hospital. And I would say that if you're a church and there's even one homeless person left in your city, then you are failing. That's what my view of modern church.
Sure.
That, I mean, you know, I came up, started off as Southern Baptist. My ordination that I still hold is through a non-denominational church. For the last, I was a vocational minister for over a decade, but for the last 6 or 8 years of my career, I would go to churches that had been traditional hymn type music and were wanting to transition into like modern rock type worship. And I was the bad guy that came in and got rid of the barbershop quartet singers and found a bass player and a drummer and an electric guitar player, and we played, rock and roll church, and pissed off a lot of people, made a lot of people mad because we were doing the new modern thing. And
do you look back on that and go, what the hell was I thinking?
no,
Or-
not at all. I mean,
You don't?
I think it led me to where I am today. Absolutely. I met the great musicians that I know now that are playing bar gigs and stuff. I met those guys in church because they're just lifetime musicians, you know. But one thing that I noticed, even in the churches I worked at, and the last church I worked at, you know, there was a situation where there was a pastor who also sold Advocare. Do you guys know what that is?
Yeah.
And
MMS.
he more
Or
than
MML
once he mentioned his pyramid scheme from the pulpit and
That's
encouraged
wrong.
people to buy Advocare and like shit like that. Towards the end, it was like, man, I was ready to transition out of it. A lot of the stuff that, you know, it's funny because I've had a few places who've they know about my background and they've invited me to come and speak to their church, and I just had to politely decline and explain to them that's the last thing that you want to happen, because I get a lot of people fired, a lot of people pissed off, because I honestly believe that if you're not being the light in your community, then your church has failed. If you're not feeding the hungry, healing the sick, helping the poor, if
Looking
you're not
after your elderly.
looking after the elderly, looking after your orphans, then you're probably going to be one of those churches that, you know, the Bible talks about in the end times. There will be groups of highly spiritual people who call themselves Christians, and God will say, "I never knew you," because if that's what God says we're supposed to do, is we're supposed to go out and be the light of the world and go out and help people and heal people. But if you're just getting together, like that big mega church here in DFW that spent $1.5 million on their Christmas pageant, you know how many people you could feed with $1.5 million?
No
You know how many?
kidding.
You know how many medical bills you could pay?
And that was just on the production.
That was just on the
They
production.
also had to pay something stupid like 600 people a night.
Yeah. All those
To
people
put it
were getting
on?
paid. And you know what else? They were selling tickets to that sumbitch. They were selling tickets to come into the church. Now, if that's not the same reason that Jesus cleaned out a place with a whip that he handmade, then what? Don't get me preaching. Listen. Man, you won't piss me off. Talk about the modern church not doing jack for their communities.
How deep Southern Baptist were you? Were you the no dancing,
Bro,
no
I
drinking?
went to Oklahoma Baptist University. I used to have an ID card. I was a card-carrying Baptist.
Yeah.
Like, brother.
so there was no partying, no nothing.
No partying. Like, in fact, you know what? They had a deal. There was a time when I was at Oklahoma Baptist, and they made students who were married, they made them live off campus because they didn't want no sexing on that campus. That's how Baptist it was.
That's hardcore Baptist.
That's stupid or hardcore.
That's
is
no
what it
Baylor
is.
Baptist. That's hardcore Baptist.
No, Baylor's like a... Listen, that's so Baptist, they thought Baylor was a party school.
What years did you go there?
I graduated high school in 99, so I was there for 2-3 years.
Well, I was at Oklahoma Christian same time you were there.
Yeah. I got kicked out of OBU.
I got kicked out of Oklahoma Christian.
I got kicked out of OBU because I started a blues trio, and we started playing at the VFW.
Yeah, they don't like that too much.
Man, listen.
They don't like it. Yeah,
Electric guitars, and someplace they sell weak watered down beer.
I
Come
knew
on.
something was up the day that I went to OC because it was in Edmond, Oklahoma, and I brought in my guitar rig and put it in my dorm, which was smaller in that control room. And the roommate I had was, I kind of lucked out with the roommate because he was only there. He was like a super genius. He graduated high school at like freshman year, and so he was still real young. But he was only there to take one class, one semester, and graduate from it. College was already done for him. He wasn't even 18 yet. And so he was not there for the Christian aspect just because what OC had to provide.
Yeah.
Right? And I come in with the amp and whatnot, and I was like, oh, hey, man, what's up? You know, met him and whatnot. But I would play guitar, like he was at class. Our classes were completely different, right? And so he'd spend a lot of time away from the college. So I'd be in my dorm room playing guitar, and that's how I met some of my best friends. I mean, that literally transpired like You know Josh Thompson that plays bass for Cody Jinks?
I've probably met him, yeah.
Me, him, Jared Hardigree all started a band there in Oklahoma that transpired into that. But I'm getting off subject here. Point is, that school didn't like that at all. And I got told several times, you will not play guitar. You will not do this on this campus. They took it as seriously as smoking, drinking. Like, you will not play it.
And it's so weird.
I'm like, why? They're like, I'm not playing worship songs. But then the same college had a Christian band, and this was a Church of Christ-based school that believed in no music, no dancing.
Right.
None of that.
How do you believe in no music when that's a big
Well, it's
player
no
in the
instrumental
Bible?
music.
Yeah.
Exactly. My wife grew up Church of Christ, and I'm like, those people are not biblical.
I got a joke for you.
Because I could pull you 100 verses from Psalms where it talks about, I will praise you with instruments.
Here, let's just all of Psalms. Here's a book.
Yeah,
Just
right.
Like, there you go.
Here's another one, Song of Solomon. Put that one in your pipe and smoke it.
I got one for you.
Oh, no.
You're going to love it. You probably heard it before.
If it's a church joke, I've probably heard it.
Guy passes away and he gets into the tunnel there, and he's coming through, and there's angels there carrying him through, and there's all these, it looks like this hallway, there's just all these doorways. They're walking down, and they get up to this one door, and they look in. It's all these people in there, and they're just living their life, having fun, doing things, just enjoying it, you know. He's like, who are these? He goes, man, these are the Baptists. I was like, oh, right on. Cool. So he gets down to the next door, and he's like, all these people in there, and they're real stern, but they're smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey and stern. He goes, who are these? He goes, oh, these are the Catholics. And I was like, oh. And the guy's like, oh, yeah. And he gets down to this next room. He goes, hey, shh. When we get to this next room, don't say a word. Just walk past quietly. And he's like, why? And he goes, oh. And he looks in. It's all these people just bored to tears, sitting still, perfectly upright in their chair, singing old hymns, but just look like they're in the worst spot of their life. And he gets past her and goes, man, what was that all about? He goes, man, that's Church of Christ. I think they're the only ones here. Don't let them know we're walking down the hallway.
You know how you keep a Baptist from drinking your beer when you go fishing?
How?
Invite another Baptist.
Oh, man. Oh, that lands. That tracks. Totally.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. Man, you got anything else over there you want to talk about?
Yeah, pull up the screen real quick.
Oh, no.
Pull up my screen. Look, we're tracking Matt Thomas right now. He's in this little circle.
Poor guy. He's like, I'm just trying to go on a cruise, man.
He's outside Belize City. He's left Costa Maya, and he's headed down here to Raton Island. That's the way it's showing. So
they're doing like a big old triangle there?
They're going to do that, and then they're going to head on back up to...
Would you call that a Bermuda Triangle? Oh, that's okay.
Oh, God. No, that looks like
man. No.
Oh, my goodness.
Not me, boy.
They're on down there. He's almost...
See that
200?
middle part right there where there's nothing right there in that big, huge, right?
Here?
Yeah, go over to the left a little bit. Right. Keep going right on the middle of that line, that middle line, that blue line.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of it. That's where Dustin's going, fuck this. Isn't that what you were saying? Wasn't it you that was like, there's just something about being out in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, no, that doesn't bother me.
Who was talking? Craig, was that you that was saying that?
It doesn't bother me.
I got a nod from him. He says yes.
It was fun getting up in the morning and going, oh, cool, 30,000 feet.
Yeah.
Is what we're over right now.
Bro, I'm from the Dust Bowl.
Yeah, right. I got to have my feet on the ground.
30,000 feet. When you look at this is the cruise mapper, but when you look at the other tracker that shows all the ships in the world, it's insane.
Oh yeah.
Like these are just cruise ships. These are not cargo transport ships.
There's a whole lot more of those than cruise ships too.
Yeah. Is that not crazy?
You'd probably crash your screen if you had all the.
If this one will pull up again, right? Let's see if it will. It was giving me hell earlier because I found him on this one. Come on, work.
I'm telling you, it's
go internet.
Gonna burn a hole in that screen up there.
Oh, it's not pulling it up. Dang it.
Man alive. Now, before you do play, you got to tell the story because Walt Wilkins, great man. He kind of led you down a path there for a bit. You know, became kind of a mentor.
He is. I would say he's a mentor for sure. He taught me how to make records. Taught me a lot about the business. Our friend Nick Verzosa, he introduced me to Walt, and when I decided to make a record, I kind of had a very short list of one. You know, that first year I played Larry Joe Taylor, Walt and his big band played on that same stage, that Allsup stage. And I didn't really know anything about the scene at all. I didn't really know it existed. I was kind of in that church bubble and went down there and saw those bands, all those great musicians in Amarillo that I played with. When I won the contest and knew I was going to go play at the festival, I had kind of the roster, the lineup. And I asked all my buddies, I was like, okay, which are the bands I have to see?
Yeah.
And I asked probably 20 people. And every single person I asked said, you have to see Walt Wilkins. Yeah. It's a different level. And I went and saw him and the big band play. And I was still kind of on the fence. I didn't really know what I was going to do with this stuff. The music business hard enough as it is. And so I was kind of like, I had a pretty cush job at the church, you know.
Yeah.
It was steady. I was playing music, you know. I had like a good budget, and I had a big roster of musicians that I could call on and stuff. And it was pretty comfy. And I just didn't know about this stuff. And then I went and saw a lot of bands that weekend. And I remember, I had an artist pass. And so I got to stand on the side stage. And I was kind of like looking at everybody in profile, and I was watching that show. Man, Walt got 2 or 3 songs in, and just, you could see it was so different than all those other bands.
Yep.
There was something else happening up there.
Right.
And I remember thinking to myself 2 or 3 songs into his show, like, if this is a possibility, I want in.
Yeah.
If this is one of the options, I want in. I want to try this. And I made my first 2 records, my EP and Dust Bowl Soul with Walt and Ron Flint at Jumping Dog in Austin. And that's where I learned to make records. That's those 2 guys. And every time I go to the studio to make one of my records or make somebody else's records, I do some producing. I've done quite a bit of session work over the years. Whenever I go in, there's a lesson I learned on that first and second record that I still use to this day, 15 years later, to make other people's stuff or make my own stuff. And it's still the way I make records is what I learned from those guys.
Yep.
So he gave me that guitar, and that it's kind of funny because that guitar, it changed a lot. I'll be honest. I've told people before. I don't say this very, very often to people, but like getting that guitar felt like it felt like one samurai gifting another young samurai, gifting him a sword or something. Awesome. It still feels that way. Yeah. And when I play that, it's crazy because I have 25 or so guitars in my house, and that's the only guitar that gets played.
Yeah,
it's the only one.
That's kind of like that Telly you made, man. I'm a huge Telly fan. I love Tellys, but I use that thing in studios, and I get studio guys constantly going, "What is this?"
Yeah,
and it's just the way it sounds, the way it plays, what it does. And for my sausage fingers, it works great. Yeah. But there's a love that comes out of that guitar, and it's the only guitar that I've genuinely kept. From because one that I got it from you, but the other part was like. Dude, you'll never replace this sound.
That's the thing is like what's crazy is I've owned 2 more Nash custom shops.
Yeah.
That I had them put it together as close to that as possible.
Yeah.
And they show up to my door, and I'm like, it's not the same.
Well, if I ever pass before you do, it's on the will. It goes back to you.
Awesome. I'll
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah.
I've seen you play the dog out of that thing. I love it. I love that
thing. I've bled all over that guitar.
Yeah.
I mean, when we were doing Big Casino, I mean, even to JRB, like I've got custom 22 PRS, McCarty up there, 335, a Hard Knocks telly that I got in Lubbock from a guy, sold it to me for $200. Another telly that I'm just like, oh my God, it's a Southern Bell.
Yeah.
And just the way that thing is built, it plays like a Gibson. It plays like a Les Paul, but it has a telly accent to it and no strata in the middle. Like, it's just, what the hell am I playing here?
Yeah.
But that one's, I had to have it on like that Mesa, like having it like where, one is my clean channel, but it's also my dirty channel for that guitar. 2 was for the Southern Bell, and the 3 was for the PRS.
I feel like I put pretty hot pickups in that thing.
It's so good, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds just as good as the day I picked it up from.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my God, this thing.
Yeah, there was a time when that was how I kind of got it out of my system. I was still working at the church and stuff, and I started that company, Wilkerson FX. Man, I was making pedals for all kinds of people. I had a couple pedals, that were showcased in, I think it was Guitar Player magazine, because I was making these, I was buying these kits from Build Your Own Clone, and then I'd go through and kind of mess with some of the stuff, change out some of the components, get different sounds that I wanted that didn't necessarily come with the kit,
Yeah.
And I was doing these acid etched enclosures and stuff, and building, guitar amp heads, and I probably built 20 guitars during that time. Every once in a while, someone will get a hold of me and they'll be like, "Hey, do you still make stuff?" I'm like, "You couldn't afford it if I did now."
Right.
Like, no, I'm too.
Yeah.
I just, it was just I don't know, maybe about 5, 6, 7 years there where I was like, I was working at church, kind of playing the same top 40 worship songs, getting kind of bored, and I was like, I need to do something, so I just started.
If I'm correct, you told me you made that out of a barn door?
Yeah, it's reclaimed. That wood is reclaimed.
Yeah.
And it's got a glued top. If it was from a beam in a barn, that's why I did that really rough finish on it, because I knew if I tried to put like a gloss finish on it, it would be so rough because the grain is so heavy. I mean, the grain is so deep in that wood. That was. I think I did 2 thin line tellies like that. That was the first one, and I got the outside looking really like I wanted it to.
Yep.
If you look on the inside, you can kind of see some of the routing is not as perfect.
You can tell where you drilled it in one spot and you're like, nope, that ain't gonna work.
Well, I had
back.
I had a different bridge on it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
When I first started, I had a different bridge on it, and I was like, this is okay. And then I went for more like a more traditional thing with it. Because when I first built it, it was top loader strings.
Okay. All right.
But then I went back and put a vintage string through body bridge on it, so I had to re-drill it and put new ferrules in it and stuff.
Glenda and I were talking about we're finally nearing the position of buying a home. It's probably going to be in 27, and we found a builder we like, the whole nine, and we've been working with them. And shout out to David Weekly Homes. We started kind of going through it and how we want the studio look, because it's going to be kind of like this, where it's going to act as a recording studio, but it's going to be a podcast. It'll be everything. There'll be no need to be here. It's all going to be there, and it's going to be much bigger than this. It'll have an apartment where roughly blah blah. But the point is, in this one room of it, we're doing side to side shadow boxes all the way down the hall.
Nice.
And it's going to be what leads you into the studio, and I'm going to have it where they're like push and go. I can grab that thing off the wall.
Yeah.
But what the builder brought up, he goes, how big are the cases for that thing? I was like, about that thick and long. He's like, we should make custom slots under each one that you slide the guitar case into the wall. And I was like, oh my God, it's okay.
Great idea.
If you got the depth on the other side, he goes, well, that's where we'll just put all the plumbing and the the electronics and
Yeah, utility space.
enjoy, use the space. Don't just make it for these cutouts. And I was like, what a great idea.
Great idea.
Because I still have the case you had with that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And it's just as
It's
beat the
funny
shit
because
down.
in my studio, there's one wall where it's just like cases lined up.
Well, all this is starting to flood over from the house because at the house I have no more room, and then it's
Yeah.
in the trailer, and the studio at home's flooded with guitars, and the guest room's flooded with guitars, and so. But what's really cool is, without knowing, is a lot of these guitars. There's pictures from live shows that are still I've collected, and so it's going to be,
That'll be
like
cool.
I have a picture of the day that I brought that home. Right,
That'd
and
be
then I
cool.
have a picture of the first show with it, and then I have almost a picture of the last show with it that I did before we switched all to Deadwood acoustic and everything.
Have you guys seen Carmen Street Guitars?
Carmen Street?
Yeah, I had to ask my brother-in-law about them. They're up in New York City. It's a couple, and they're building guitars. Craig, if you bring up a screen, I dug them out. What they do is they're using it's like kind of blown out. Look
Yeah,
up
that's
there.
reclaimed pine right there.
Yeah, and they get them from different buildings that
Yep.
are being torn up around New York City.
Oh, really?
So this is from if you up here, 184 Bowery, built in 1850.
Oh, wow.
This is the wood they use. But
Yeah, that one
that's
is-
what they do.
That one is ash, which is pretty weird to find in a barn. But the big beam was ash that I made that one from.
What is that one right there?
That's pine.
Yeah, and it
That's
says
yellow pine.
the neck is from Hotel Chelsea.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Wow.
but yeah, I was just asking. They got a whole bunch of stuff on here. They're really cool to check out. Beautiful guitars.
It's just
that they
something
make.
about the telly feel. Like, I never owned a Strat. Like, I had a Mexi Strat, but I never owned a real American Strat. And then, long story short, I went to the tone shop the other day and went looking around.
Good old tone shop, baby.
And then I ended up getting a
Which one?
335. Keller. Yeah.
Did you tell Jay I sent you?
No.
Oh, should have.
Well, next time I will.
Tell Jay I sent you.
I will.
Get the.
They've got it on
good
hold
buddy just
for
got-
me. I owe them $1,200. Oh my good Lord! That's all the ships in the world.
That's all the
the
ships in the world. That's all the ships in the world.
Take some mushies and look at that for an hour.
Yeah.
Watch
That'll
those
trip
little
you out.
triangles dance all over. the
Yeah,
place.
I believe those walls are moving. I don't understand.
Shows this week. You put some in there. I didn't get to look at any.
Oh yeah, let
I'm
me go.
busy.
I don't have it pulled. I got the.
I've got it pulled up if you want me to go through them.
Yeah, dude, do that.
So on Wednesday, you have on here catch acoustic performers and happy hour sets at the outdoor decks along the Trinity River and near Southside.
Right.
Is this some festival thing going on, or is this?
No, it's just stuff that they're doing during the days. Just it's any artist that's coming into play.
For the thing?
Yep.
And then you have Ritual and Godzilla or Godzilla?
It's how it was spelt on there, but
Okay.
it's Godzilla or Godzilla, but it's Gojira.
Gojira means Godzilla.
Right. It's the
But it's
the
like
tribute bands to
Godzilla.
those.
So,
Yeah.
Ritual and Godzilla over at the Rail Club. Ritual is a Ghost tribute, and Godzilla is a Gojira tribute. That's on Friday.
Yep.
Then Saturday you have Dalton Grice at the Rhinestone
Yep.
Rhinestone Saloon.
Yep. Just an up and comer.
But I think the most important thing is Sunday,
Yeah.
which we've talked about. Talk about it again.
Yeah. June 14th. June 14th at the Blue Bayou for Save Dwayne. Starts out at 11 a.m., 12670 Morse Dido Road, and you can put a tip in the bucket right here. You can do so. Venmo, scan the screen. If you can't make it out, man, every dollar counts. Every dollar helps, and we're trying to bust our ass to get this done. Tons of musicians, tons of people have gotten involved with this. So.
A ton of people you've heard and seen on this show.
Yep, 100%.
So if you want to see them live, if you want to hang out with them in the flesh, you can come out here. You can touch flesh with them.
I'm glad we're saying this. I wanted to run. We're going to do this on the show, but We can edit it out if you want to. Doesn't matter. I got approached about us doing a Writers in the Round.
Oh, really?
As a special for Panther City. Like, right here in the room, we would interview, but they would all be on stools across, and it'd be like 6 or 7 of them, even 8 of them, set up to do it. And we might, if we got the room in here, get some stuff out of here, but might be able to have a live audience for it. Thoughts?
I'm interested. I'm interested. Let's flesh this out. I like this.
There's a couple.
I like things to get crazy.
There's a couple. Some guys I know that are doing these writer rounds, but they're traveling together, and they're not playing shows per se at a venue. They're not even plugging in. It's just acoustic guitars and vocals, but they're not country. They're rock, blues, Americana, folk, murder folk, and they're all different genres going around, but they're all talking about their songs. They have a set list that they do each night, and they asked me if we would be interested in this. I was like, man, that's pretty cool. Like, I don't know how we're going to fit everybody in here, but we will.
Well, how many are they saying?
I think it's 7 or 8 of them. And they do it, so they do kind of a horseshoe, so I'm picturing it being kind of horseshoe over here, and then we would just sit back, we get on the couch, you know what I mean, and interview them that way, and we interview it one at a time, going down the line, and they talk about their song and do it.
Are there 8 bar stools in this building we can steal?
I got access to like 25.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw them do that once at Billy Bob's with Cody, and it was really cool. Really, really cool.
What's up, buddy?
What are you doing? Oh, you're all good. You want to play some songs?
You want to play some music? Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do that. Get you queued up. It's already recording, so you just step in and go for it.
And hit go.
Are you going to be playing? Music off this record?
Yeah, I'll play a song off there.
All right. Sweet.
Set Me Free.
Set Me Free?
Set Me Free.
Produced by Zac Wilkerson, executive produced by Shane Traylor.
Yes, sir.
Tracked by Casey Jones, Ethan Lugbauer. Adam Oder at Yellow Dog Studios. Tracks 1 through 10 mixed by Casey Jones at Yellow Dog Studios. Tracks 11 through 21 mixed by Dave Percival at Yellow Dog Studios, San Marcos, Texas. Tracks 1 through 21 mastered by Sean McGee at Abbey Road Studios, London. All songs written by Zac Wilkerson.
Yeah. So Sean McGee, he also does the Beatles.
Folks, we are coming to you from Panther City Rebellion Podcast. Today we have Mr. Zac Wilkerson. Mud and Shine is the new record. Make sure you go check that out. Welcome to the room, Mr. Zac Wilkerson.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for having me.
You got it.
This is a song called Set Me Free. The record's kind of a 70s concept album. If you were traveling around in a parallel universe in the late 70s in your old muscle car listening to the AM radio, hope some of these songs would come across your airwaves. Same old song on a new guitar, same dead end in a brand new car. Long lost friends at the singles bar. Looking back won't get you far. You say go, you make me wait. You say slow down, we're already late. You say closer, then run away from me. You say goodbye, but you won't set me free. Yeah. Same old town, it's a brand new day. Same mistake in a brand new way. Lost and found at the diamond mine, crossing every single line. You say go, you make me wait. You say slow down, we're already late. You say closer, then run away from me. You say goodbye, but you won't set me free. Yeah. Same old smile, brand new lies. Same regret, new alibis. Lost yourself, never found one good reason to stick around. You say go, you make me wait. You say slow down, we're already late. You say closer, then run away from me. You say goodbye, but you won't set me free. Yeah, set me free. Yeah.
Yeah, brother.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
You actually will get applause in this room.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That had a good 70s feel to it. Right. That was.
Yeah, so like there's actually 3 projects on the record. The first 10 tracks is called Sunshine, and that's like a 70s rock record. And then the next 5 or 6, it's 6 songs, is a kind of a 70s songwriter record. You know, trying to pay homage to like James Taylor, Jim Croce, Carole King, those types of songs and stuff. So, and then the last 5 tracks on the record is they're cowboy songs, country songs. So I'll play a probably the most fun song to play that I've ever written because it's so weird. I was in the Songwriters Club for a couple of years, and we had to write a song every week. And sometimes when you write a song every week, you have to write a holiday song. And this particular holiday was Halloween.
Okay.
And at the same time that this happened, I'd been reading a lot of Carl Jung and his stuff about the shadow and how every person has a shadow that you have to, you know, the deep, dark stuff that you hide, and that if you don't incorporate your shadow, then your shadow will eventually take over. And so I was reading all that stuff, and then, like I said, it was the week of Halloween, and the prompt that week was Below the Surface. And so I wrote this song called My Friend about the monster that every single person carries around with them. Stuck inside your skin, there's a monster deep within. He just wants to be your friend. He's you and you are him. If you feed him, he will grow. If you starve him, he will go to the places down below where you hide what no one knows. The monster wants to be your friend. Your friend. In the shadows of your mind, he waits for the perfect time to remind you of the lines you crossed and left behind. It's only forward now, he says with toothy growl. His lungs fill for the howl, but the roar comes from your mouth. The monster wants to be your friend. Your friend. Did you think this all was free? Did you think you'd never bleed? Did you think you'd never be the monster that you see? You always keep me fed and made my bed inside your head. Your innocence is dead and now your hands are dripping red. The monster wants to be your friend. Your friend.
Where are you running to?
Where are you running? Where are you running to? I'm always here, my friend. I'm always here, my friend. My friend. I'm always here, my friend. My friend. That's
Yeah,
getting
dude.
weird, baby.
I
Let's
dig
get
that.
weird.
Yeah, man.
That's a fun song.
It kind of
I like
reminded
that.
me of Devil Makes Three. In
Yeah,
a sense.
a little bit, yeah,
very
yeah.
Devil Makes Three. I was like, yeah, all right, I'm in. You were talking about the writer circle you were in. We had Matt Hillier in here a few weeks ago. Yeah, man. And
Yeah.
he was we were talking about that, what you guys did during that time.
Matt's an incredible writer, and he definitely was he was one of my buddies that, like, he had to turn it in Wednesday by midnight. He called me Tuesday. He'd always call me Tuesday afternoon and be like, "You got anything, bro?"
Yeah,
like,
right.
Did you do your work? It's like, crap, I got to work on something, But Matt's an incredible writer, man. So
You had a song. There was two songs we used to play back in the day. One was about killing a dude
yeah,
because he laid his hands on your mama, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Muddy
then
Waters.
That was it, Muddy Waters. And then there was another one that was about love.
I got a lot of songs about love.
Well, I know, but it was one in particular. You recorded it because I remember telling you, I was like, man, if you would hit this note right here and just shoot for the sky, and then you did it finally, and then it was like, oh my God,
I wonder which one, because I shoot for the sky quite a bit.
And that would have been like back like Eagle Mountain Lake when
back
we
in the
first
days.
started. You used to play it religiously every time, every show. You played it. It was a huge one. I can't remember, but the one about the Muddy Waters is one of my favorites.
Was it "Let Me Love You"?
Yes.
I've been trying to reach you, but I swear you're made of stone. And though I come up to meet you, you're right there, but I swear sometimes I feel so all alone. Oh, another man, he hurt you. He took your love and ran away. But I'll never desert you. I wanna love you till my dying day. So let me love you. let me love you. I know you've been mistreated, and it's so hard to leave the past behind. But even if it takes my whole life, I'll stay till your heart is mine. Oh, another man, he hurt you. He took your love and ran away. But I'll never desert you. I wanna love you to my dying day. So let me love you. Let me love you. Oh, another man, he hurt you. He took your love and ran away. But I'll never desert you. I wanna love you to my dying day. So let me love you. Love you. I gotta love you, yeah, yeah.
Jeez.
Bro.
Holy crap.
It goes every time I hear that song, man. I was like, yeah. I remember the first time I heard you do that, dude, and I was like, at the end, punch it. Because you were staying kind of on that level like you do the first one.
Yeah.
And I was like, punch it. We were playing, I remember where it was. It was that Irish pub we were playing out there in Dallas. And I was like, and there was a shitload in. We only played it like a couple times.
Yeah.
And I was like, when you get to this part, punch. You were like, what do you mean punch? I mean, like, hit the gas, put your foot to the floor. And you did. And that was the first time I heard you do it. And I heard somebody in the crowd just go, oh, my God. Like, you know, it was, it was.
It's nice when you get that feedback from the crowd where they're
Right.
like, oh, my God.
Yeah. I was like, yep, there it is. That's it.
I know you told me to only do 3 songs, but I feel like we had a request from the control room.
Oh, all right.
Do we?
Yes, we do.
One of those?
Yeah.
He, of course, because he can make this whole thing sound real bad.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah,
and look bad.
Or look bad, sound
Yeah,
bad.
too.
But
I mean,
this is a Walt Wilkins song.
All right.
Because you're beautiful, you deserve that. Fall down 6 times, stand up 7, fall down 6 times, stand up 7, fall down 6 times, and you stand up 7. That's how you make it, baby. We're gonna make it, baby. Well, no secret, life can be tough. The wind blows hard and the fates play rough, but you keep on walking, you get far enough, you make it to that cool green river. Fall down 6 times, stand up 7, fall down 6 times, stand up 7, fall down 6 times, and you stand up 7, baby. That's how you make it, honey. We're gonna make it, baby. Well, like Moses led those people across that burning sand. Don't ever stop believing in the promised land. A step at a time, it makes one hell of a man. And they got him to that cool green river. Fall down 6 times, stand up 7, fall down 6 times. Stand up 7, fall down 6 times, and you stand up 7, baby. That's how you make it, honey. We're gonna make it, fall down 6 times. Stand up 7, fall down 6 times. Stand up 7, fall down 6 times, and you stand up 7, baby. Oh, that's how you make it to the promised land.
Yeah, brother.
That's a Walt Wilkins song.
Dude, Zach, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah, man, this is great. I forgot to give you your bag while you were sitting over on the couch.
Yeah.
Can you catch this?
Maybe.
Oh, look at that.
Don't tell the government or they'll make you pay taxes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, lost your candy there. Don't lose your candy. It's down. We'll get it in a minute. Don't worry.
Candy?
Yeah, you got candy in there, boy.
Oh, there's candy in my bag?
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Also
it's like trick or treat
known
around here.
as cocaine.
Some good peppermint.
Mine just says Brock's.
Man. Yeah, dude.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good night,
dude.
man. That was awesome.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
fun, man.
A lot of fun. Folks, episode 20 in the bag. What do you think there, D?
Folks,
In the bag.
Folks.
there's a guy he's on Instagram, and I can't remember his name right now, but he walks around Dallas and stuff, and he's talking about things that are going on. He does these short little reels daily, but he says folks in his reel like 30 times to the point to where you're like, okay. He's like,
Okay.
all right, today, folks. How's it going, folks? All right, folks. What you're looking at here, folks, is here. I'm over at the stadium for the FIFA, folks, and there's going to be some soccer played here, folks. And you're like, it's a definite crutch word in his. And then I got to thinking about it. Is that word like coming back hard?
It never left me.
Never left me.
Yeah, it's always been in my vocabulary.
Yeah, I use it every once in a while, but
Yeah, it's in there.
hearing a lot more people use it,
Folks? Man.
folks.
Hey, Dustin.
Yes, sir.
Real quick, if I send you a text, can you pull it up on your laptop to put it on the big screen? We can cut it out, but I just want you to see something I was sent.
Okay.
Oh, boy, this is serious.
Jun, jun, jun.
Dude, can I get some jaws over there? Dun, dun. It's on the last one. The F. Yeah.
Did you send it to me?
Yeah.
All right, let's see here. Now we got a notification that it was sent yet. Nope.
I learned how to play the Monsters theme.
I haven't seen it
the other
yet.
day.
When did you
Should be
send
coming
it?
now. Text message just now.
Oh, there.
Just click on that and play it.
What am I? Okay, hold on. Let me get in here.
Close.
You know, I went on tour with those guys, Roger Klein and the
Oh,
Peacemakers.
my God.
Yo!
Yes. Corey Weiss. I knew that's what he sent me. That's where he did that with AI.
I thought your knees were all blown and you were having issues. Look at that.
Man, I was
You're
crip
moving,
walking, bro. Yeah.
Good God.
Deadwood, man. It's a gangster. Should have get you.
Now-
Somewhere in some rural town, they no longer have water now that you can crip walk.
Yep. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to substitute you into the Super Bowl halftime show from a couple of years ago.
All right, I'm in. Whatever. Just let it happen.
Jeez. That's
Good
funny,
grief.
dude.
Thanks, Corey. I don't even. I know that's Corey that sent that to you.
It is.
See, I knew it, man.
What-
Get an autistic fiddle player. They said this is what'll
Look
happen.
at this. Your beard doesn't move, and then this look at the very end. Pull my screen back up.
It's because it's
Look at this,
majestic.
Look at this look right here.
Yeah, that's my. I got a crab face. Get me out of here. That-
Yeah, but you're.
with downs.
I just love
Look at that
AI
right there.
because, look. Yeah.
Yeah, hip.
Everybody else in the band looks bored as shit. And here you
'cause
are
it's a
just
picture.
busting out. Yeah.
My God, dude.
That's
Well,
pretty
that's
good.
one way to end episode 20. I was going to say thank you to everybody that's been watching, staying up with us, religiously coming back to the show. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now that my crip walking has made it onto here somehow, some way, thanks Corey Weiss. Dustin, congratulations. 20 episodes
20
in.
episodes.
Here we are, my friend, on the 21.
20 episodes. And Sunday, everybody come out. Blue Bayou.
Yes, sir.
It's important.
Absolutely.
It's a big event. Come out. Help support. It'll be a good time.
Let's do it.
Yep.
All right, guys. Peace.
Now, cut that out. It becomes a graphic. We put it on the computer, and then Craig can just pull it up every once in a while where you just dance around the screen.